Schmaltz. It's a schmaltzy time. Schmaltzy time. Hello and welcome back to Schmaltz after long last. It's been a very long time. And what are we going to review this week, Fred?
Today we're doing Zack Snyder's Justice League. Everyone's buzzing for that, as you can see from our very excited faces. What a banging one, but we'll get to that. And then, of course, you know, if you're reviewing a DC film, you've also got to review something from its direct competitor, another huge franchise of filmmaking. That's, of course, the Dora the Explorer franchise. So today we will be doing a direct contrast and comparison with Dora the Explorer and the Lost City of Gold.
What would you call that? Like the DCU? The Dora Cinematic Universe?
Oh, that's also a DCU, yeah.
I would rather watch that, to be fair.
Yeah.
It is actually a direct competitor.
Yeah.
I've only just
Exactly, yeah.
Right name.
So clearly there's a lot of animosity between Zack Snyder and who was it who directed it? Do you remember? He's the Explodey guy, the guy who does loads of Explodey films. Michael Bay, yeah. He's the producer, I think, something like that. So, Zack Snyder and Michael Bay must hate each other now.
The director is James Bowden.
It's Charlie. No, because, you know, it's a very special Easter special, almost, which has nothing to do with Easter. We have a special guest on. Say hello, Charlie Barnes.
All right, how you doing? I'm excited for this Zack Snyder.
He's, of course, a 3-time Oscar-winning.
Whoa.
4-time, thank you very much.
Wow, I can't believe we actually managed to get someone this big on our podcast with.
She actually directed Dora.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I'm a busy guy. Makes space just for this, Yeah.
So, because we've got a guest, we've prepared a few questions just so you can get to know them. A few questions which me and Connor haven't actually answered yet, which we probably should do at some point. But
no, we'll answer it next Christmas.
Yeah. But Charlie, let's get to know you. First off, what's your favourite film of all time, Charlie? Please tell us.
Right. So it changes like most people, but I think Connor knows this definitely. But it has to be Alien, 100%. It's Alien. It's just the best horror film, in my opinion. And yeah.
And that was, of course, directed by James Bowden.
James Bowden got famous Alien. Then went to go make Dora straight away. That was it.
No, that is a good. I agree 100%. With that.
Yeah, it's one of the best films of all time. Classic, and it's just timeless, in my opinion.
I prefer Aliens. You know, that's my personal preference.
You know what? No, Aliens is one of those films where it's on par with the first film as a sequel. It's like just below it, tiny bit below it.
Yeah. I kind of love James Cameron though. You know, Avatar and like Titanic and Terminator and True Lies and.
Look at you, he's trying to name one of the films now. Quickly, obviously.
I honestly, I can't remember anymore. So I love James Cameron.
You missed an important one, kind of.
Did I? What was the one that I missed? You're Googling it right now. I can see it.
Just some rom-com that he did in the 90s.
Yeah, his first film in 1972 was like a rom-com.
I can't typecast to find it, but never mind.
No, I love that. That's my favorite horror film as well. That's definitely in my top 10 at least. So Aliens, not as much. It's good, but yeah.
I like. Is it Bill Paxton? It is, isn't it? Bill Peck.
Yeah.
I love Bill Paxton. Like, game over, man. Game over.
Bill Paxton's one of the best characters in the second one, at least. Yeah.
I love the second one more than the first.
Speaking of Bill Paxton, he's in a good film as well. Nightcrawler, another favourite film of mine.
Yes, he's a guy, isn't he? Rival, whatever.
Yeah, he's really good. I just love Nightcrawler. I think that's like in the top 5 as well.
Really?
Yeah, 100%,
I mean, what's he called? Jake Gyllenhaal. He's like underrated, right?
He's honestly one of my favourite actors as well. He's so underrated. He's anything he's in, he's great in it.
He's got really big eyes. It's like huge eyes.
Beautiful eyes. Beautiful
That's
eyes.
what you need for
He's like a Bratz doll in his beauty.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. All right, nice one.
Yeah.
Connor, do you want to ask the second question?
Okay, what is your favourite? What's your favourite pizza, man? I've gone off track. What's your favourite pizza? Oh no, he's surprised. He didn't see it coming.
God, don't. Just a reference. We practiced this question beforehand, and now I'm showing up. Damn. Well, you know what? It's hard because before I became veggie, it was like just a barbecue chicken pizza, but now I'm veggie. I haven't really tried much else besides like a margarita or like some veggie one. So it has to be a margarita, I guess. Yeah.
Off a cow.
Just a
piece of pizza.
Or just a bit of bread. You know what I mean?
You two are both
that is.
Yeah. Right, part of the intro. These two are both veggie bastards. Well, you're pescatarian.
Yeah, so I'm weak. Weak version of veggie.
Yeah, he's giving up halfway through.
But I can tell you now, fish pizzas are shite. Don't go for it. It's veggie supremes all the way. Yeah.
I'm going to try one of those Domino's vegan ones, but they're so expensive. And, I'm 2 pounds for 20 per pizza. So.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
There was a time where Bradley got into my car and he stank. Well, my dad's car, and he stank.
Oh yeah.
Like he stank like a fish.
Bro, we don't talk about that.
Like, oh my god. I think this was like the second time you met Ada. And she was like, "Oh my god, what the hell?" Like,
it wasn't my. Well, I mean, it actually was 100% my fault. But I was running late. What a surprise! And I had about 5 minutes before Connor got there, and I hadn't eaten all day. So I was like, "Oh my god, what can I eat?" I'm looking around for something. All we had in was like I had my salads that I had for lunch, and a can of salmon that my mum got me. And I was like, well, I might be adventurous. I normally have tuna. I'll have a bit of salmon for once. So I just had a salmon salad, and it was just rank. It just wasn't great. And then you got in the car, and I essentially just hotboxed the car with the salmon smell.
My dad was like, "What the hell?"
And the worst thing is, I just couldn't stop laughing. So he just kept coming out. Oh, that was good. Yeah, good times.
You know what? That just shows how cool we are. We got in my dad's car and went to a party.
Yeah.
At the age of 20 years old, probably.
Thinking of salmon.
Yeah. All right, let's get back in the comfort zone then, Charlie. What's your favourite game?
Again, it's one of those things where it kind of changes depending on what mood I'm in, but classic. When I was back in high school and stuff like that, it's like playing Halo for custom games. Forge mode. It's got to be Halo. It's the amount of hours I sunk into that game just doing Fat Kid and Ghost Hunters and Costume Robbers. They were classic. They just honestly spent all night and day doing it.
My question for you is then: do you own an Xbox? If you're such a big Halo fan.
Back in the day when it was a 360, 100%, but nowadays not so much. I've actually got the PS5, and one actually works on it, unlike yours.
Yeah. You know what?
Why?
You're
so cool, Charlie. Oh my god, really?
PS5 and a PC, because it's no point having an Xbox on if you've got a PC, because you play Halo and that, so it's fine.
And I might, our listeners obviously don't want to hear this, but fuck the PS5, right? Because basically, I got a PS5, I had 2 PS5s. The fan on both of them made this chirping noise that no one else in my house can hear, right? Because apparently, right? Let me just delve into this. Apparently, younger people can only hear these high-pitched noises.
The mosquito noise.
Yeah, only we can hear this. Oh. You can hear it. Ada heard it when I called her, but through a phone, right? My parents didn't hear it. No one in the house could hear it. Sooty was like, ears were back when she came into her room. So obviously it's like the pitch that a cat can hear.
Yeah.
And I was like, then I got another one, and I was like, oh, it's going to be fine now. Same fucking noise. 2 PS5s. No one can get them in England, by the way, more or less, at the moment. And I got 2, both shit. But at the same time, is it going to stop me buying one in June? No.
You seem angry, Connor.
I am.
You seem like you got.
I took the risk and got a launch day one. Everyone's like, "Oh, don't get launch day consoles at a break." And guess what? It's going strong, baby. Let's go.
I can tell online, right? Launch day of PS5 is perfect. Works perfectly.
Yeah,
it's after
great.
that it's gone to shit. I'm like, ugh.
Charlie, I just think you're so cool because you got a PS5. You know, if Connor had one, I think he'd be cool as well, but he doesn't, so he's not.
What? Right,
you
know what? If I was James Bond, right? You know, Charlie, right? He's got his PS5. He's living with his PS5. He's basically married his PS5. Okay, I've had 2 PS5s. I've basically played them and fucked them off. You know, I'm James Bond in this scenario.
Do you think James Bond is walking around just like, ow, this console hurts my ears, ow? All right, and finally, Charlie, who is your, or could be who, could be what is your favourite artist, music person, musician, conductor, someone who has nice music stuff?
I've actually got the lead singer of this person in my house with me, actually.
In your house?
In your house?
Yeah, they live with me.
He's locked in the basement.
No. He lives with me, his boyfriend. Got my here. It's Alex Turner. So you know,
yeah.
What else are you gonna put on screen?
Yeah.
If I ask you to make an apple pie, you're gonna get that.
Mate, I've got best British rock band of all time. Don't care what anyone says. 100% best ever. Don't care. It's just they're amazing. Not a single bad song. Yeah, actually, he's only 4'2". You know,
so yeah, somehow he's still taller than you though. What's your favorite?
Yes, I get bullied.
Oh man, yeah, we've set a bad precedent, aren't we? If anyone else wants to come on, yeah.
Nice.
What's your favourite Arctic Monkeys album?
Humbug, 100%.
Humbug. Oh yeah. We chatted about that one, didn't we? I remember.
Yeah, it's amazing in every single way. I can't flaw it at all. It's just flawless. I don't care what anyone says. It's 100% the best.
I'll be honest, I haven't listened to it that much. I only know a couple of songs off it, so yeah.
You're one of those AM stands, aren't you?
yeah, just the indie kid who pretends to be cool.
I heard about you people. We're told to stay away from you.
Yeah. All right, nice one. Okay, I guess let's get into it then. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Woo!
And also, we're going to directly contrast this film with Dora and the Lost City of Gold, as we said earlier. But I have split this into parts for us. So we're going to go through part 1 of Justice League, and then we're going to go into part 1 of Dora and the Lost City of Gold. Okay? So it's going to be a review that's intertwined. So when audio listeners and also YouTube listeners, the timestamps aren't going to mean much on this one.
Well, I mean, at least we're not going to sound depressed for 40 minutes while we just talk about Zack Snyder. We actually get some fun bits in the middle. One. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be a long pod. I mean, it is 4 hours of film in it. So, well, actually 5.5 hours if we include Dora. So, that's a lot of film.
Well, how is Dora an hour and what? Hour and 30?
Yeah, it just
and it was way more enjoyable in this film.
Yeah, spoilers. Yeah, we all love Dora.
We did, apart from me at the end.
Yeah, there's a little bit, but we'll get to that in part 21.
At the hour and 45-minute timestamp.
All right, nice one. Part 1 then. I don't know how you split the parts. So do you want to get into it?
Before we get into it, can we do initial impressions on both films, just so, without spoilers, if you can? I mean, Justice League's been out now for 3 years, more or less, and it's the same sort of story. But initial impressions on both, and
don't spoil Dora.
Don't say your score, but say if you liked it or not. I'd say we'll do scores to the end.
Cool.
For our massive fan base.
Yeah.
What's the score out of 10 or 5?
10.
10. You can think about that for the next 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
But
I've already got a score.
Oh, nice. Do you want to start then, Connor?
Yeah. So Zack Snyder's Justice League. For me, for Zack Snyder's Justice League, you have to say all of it. It's for me. For me, it's changed a bit watching it with you two, to be honest. Because the first time I watched it, I basically watched it by myself. I watched it with my girlfriend, and she fell asleep. Which isn't a good review, really, is it? From someone who isn't a fan of DC. But she likes DC a lot, but not really the DCEU, I'd say. I'd say she's not a fan of the DCEU. She's more a Marvel fan. And first time we watched it,
Marvel fanboy.
I'm not though. I prefer the Dark Knight trilogy. I know it's not part of the DCU, but for me, that's my favorite superhero movies personally. So it's changed a bit, as in I can see when people hate something, and watching it with two people that really didn't like it is because they didn't like. Bradley's a bit more open. Bradley, we need to say, Charlie. Like he's not seen it, has he? We were saying that we were discussing this today. Initial sort of views, and so for me, I'd say, oh god, it's a difficult one. It's a full vision. It is a full vision. I was thinking about this all today because I knew we were going to record, but it is a full vision. It is art in a way. It's pretentious art. It is, but it's studios not tampering with something. It is. It's 4 hours and 2 minutes of no studio.
Of Zack Snyder spending 200 million quid.
And to be honest with you, Zack Snyder, right? He can tell a coherent narrative. He can develop characters, but the thing is, and it's always been his problem, from what I can tell, because I was looking at his filmography, it's always slow. It's so slow. He can do something really well, slow, and that is Marmite. Everyone, Twiglets. I love Twiglets.
Yeah.
Watch Twiglets. Honestly, I'm asking you, what is your opinion on Twiglets, Brad?
I don't think I've ever had one.
You've never had a Twiglet?
No.
I'm trying to say,
just like I've never watched this.
Charlie, have you had a Twiglet?
Yeah, I had Twiglets. I've only eaten them when I've been drinking, though, so it doesn't really count as it really pissed.
No, not really. That's what I mean. Like, with anyone will enjoy Zack Snyder's Justice League if they're drinking.
If you're pissed.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'll drinking.
Zack Snyder's Justice League is like a Twiglet. Okay, this is like the best thing. Zack Snyder's Justice League is like a Twiglet. Like I literally, I like it in a way. I honestly do, but only because of, if you think about what has made this movie, if you think about the grand scheme of things, it's really unique. It is really unique situation, more so than the movie, not the film itself, the situation. It's a gigantic waste of money. It's a gigantic waste of money.
Think of all the children who could have been fed.
Yeah. Didn't he give him like 70 million for this
something
reshoot?
like that?
Never mind reading reshoot. So that's my opinion. That's me done because I'm going on a bit too much. But that is my opinion. Next, shall we do the guest and then you?
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah.
Charlie.
Well, I'm going to come back with the Twiglet analogy, but okay.
Twiglets are shit. Zack Snyder's shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't prepare any of that. I don't know where that came from.
So, Connor and I both have seen the original Justice League as well as the remake by the Snyder Cut. To be fair, I've only seen the original one once, and that's when it came out. So it's kind of a bit fuzzy, but it was horrible, as everyone thought. Without saying too much, I saw when I watched Snyder Cut for the first time, it was late at night. It was like 4:30 in the morning, so it finishes like 5 o'clock. And
that was when you started it.
Yeah, we're on 1 in the morning.
Oh, man, that was going on.
Yeah, and then halfway through, I had a little break and just had like a little. But it was hard to watch.
yeah.
Like, I don't mind watching long films, but it was hard. And I understand what it kind of means. It is a bit of art because it's like because when you do script, if anyone's doing like script writing, you write a script and then you write another version of the script and you take things out, add things in. It's like that. You know, this is what Zack Snyder fully wrote, and that's what he just chucked it all in instead of taking things out.
That's what I appreciate, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fine. And good on him. But just because he put all his vision in there doesn't mean it's a good vision. That's what I'm saying. He might have put his entire dream in it. Well, it's not my fault. He's got a crap dream. You know what I mean? Anyway, carry on.
Did your view change at all between watching it the first time and the second time?
Hell no.
No, it was a bit shy.
It's different. Yeah.
You know for a fact. You saw me do it. I had to start drinking the second time around. I was like,
okay, fair enough.
You were wasted on that first half. We watched it in 2 parts together. So Brad watched it once. I've seen it twice. Charlie's seen it twice. But when we watched it that time together, Charlie got so drunk, I think, the first time. You were hating on this movie. He was like getting aggressive towards the film. You know, like when
oh my god,
someone,
these shots, these scenes.
I'm pretty sure this bottle was here at some point, and now it's like what, a tiny bit left.
Yeah.
But I've got props down here. PS5 controller.
Yeah.
He's actually got Zack Snyder in a small
case. Cool. Yeah. I mean, so when I watched it, I've never really been that huge into the DC movie, like this current one. Like you say, I love the Dark Knight trilogy, obviously. But when it's got into these ones, I enjoyed the Superman ones because they were, decent films. Then I think the last one I went to cinema to watch was Batman v Superman, and that was just it was such a dredge to get through that. Like I wasn't feeling that at all. And then I've watched Wonder Woman and Aquaman since then, and they just seemed the most like bare bones, plain films. Like they didn't seem to have anything like too new about them. They seemed similar to Marvel origin stories, but just less fun. So I came into this like not caring too much about the characters, to be honest. Like I say, I didn't watch the original Justice League because I just heard it was a bit toss. And I was like, I'm not spending my money on that. The only reason I've watched this one is because you guys made me. You're pricks. But I watched it. I'm kind of mixed. Like it wasn't great. I didn't love it. I felt a bit like it was kind of like you say, it's a full vision, but it felt a bit like it was Zack Snyder just being like, well, I've been given the permission to do everything I want to do. Yeah, it's the way I thought about it was that when you're playing a game as a kid and then your mum says, oh, turn your Xbox off or whatever, and you say, oh, just one more mission. So then you start on the mission, but then it's like, oh, I'll just do this side mission, just because it's technically the same mission. I'll just do this little bit, and you end up playing for an extra like 3 hours, and you've not technically finished the mission. I felt like this was what Zack Snyder's done. He's like, well, we'll give you this money to finish it off. So he's like, okay, I'll finish the film, but instead of actually doing the film that he would have put out in the first place, he's actually just gone like, right, everything that I kind of thought about doing in Justice League, I'll just shove it in this film. And he did, and it just didn't feel clean. It just felt like he had just put every idea he had
dirty
in the film. Yeah. And Zack Snyder's like ideas and his past films and stuff, like you say, it's a bit like Marmite. Like so some of them you don't like as much. Some of them you think it's quite unique.
I love quite a lot of his films. Well, not quite a lot, but two actually. Two movies.
Yeah.
Watchmen's amazing. Watchmen's amazing.
Watchmen's amazing, and Dawn of the Dead.
Exactly.
Dawn of the
So yeah.
What else do you do?
Carry on, Brad.
He did Sucker Punch. We don't talk about
that's
that
awful.
Today. Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much it. It's just like and it just felt like he was shoving everything in. If this was the best version of the, as in like if this was going to be the best version of the film it could be, it wouldn't be 4 hours long, because you don't need 4 hours of stuff in this film. That's how filmmaking works. And I feel like I see a lot. Some of the best films are made when you don't have all the resources you want, and you don't have all the the unlimited budget, because it's the constraints that make you think, right, how can we Deadpool, Star Wars and stuff like that. They all had like constraints.
The originals.
In it. And, the originals. I should point that out. Yeah.
No, legitimately great analogy. We're on the analogy train today. Anyway,
it's the constraints that make you more creative in a way, that you're kind of like focused on it, and that was the thing. It just didn't seem like he
had too much money.
Yeah, he had too much money. That is literally it. So yeah, it just wasn't great. It was a bit of a slog to get through, and I didn't care too much.
What's the budget on the original Dawn of the Dead? Sorry, you said you didn't care. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
That was literally my point. Just I didn't care too much. That was about it. Yeah.
All right. No, I just had a thought. I wanted Charlie to Google it. Dawn of the Dead. What's the budget? Because that was like one of his first movies, right? Or his big budget one.
Well, do you want his Dawn of the Dead or the original Dawn of the Dead?
Yeah, what his Dawn of the Dead? How much money did he have compared to Justice League?
Yeah,
and I want his Justice League budget if someone's got that, but someone must do. People have gone crazy about this. I want Charlie on the podcast more often.
Yeah. he's like the IT guy, like you, isn't he?
He's like the guy in Pointless, you know, that tall man.
Yeah.
So his budget for Dawn of the Dead was $28 million.
Right. And now what's this one
Isn't
got
it,
to? Like
400 and something.
He definitely had more of that in the first one,
Sonic
and then he had like you say 70 million for reshoots on this one. It's mad.
70 million for reshoot.
There you go. Yeah. It's mad.
Oh, Jesus
How much
Christ.
is the original? Combined with that. Do you know what I mean? That's going to be
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's just like the most expensive film ever made. Like
It probably is close to it. I mean, I guess they don't count it because it's technically 2 films, isn't it?
Oh, you know what?
But
You know what, guys? Actually, just the original Justice League is 300 million.
So,
So-
still, Dawn of the Dead.
yeah,
He's 28. Yeah. So what happened is he's taken that 300 million, scrapped half of it, and chucked on another 70 million to make his film.
yeah. It's just a bit mad, isn't it? What they've done.
It's insane. To be fair, that can't be the most. I think Star Wars cost more than that. I think Solo.
Oh, sure.
Solo, you know, Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that had a term quite a turmoil when it was like being made.
Did it?
Well, yeah, it had like what is it? The people who made 21 Jump Street, Lord and Miller, is it? I don't know. I'm trying. I'm reaching.
I just thought it was like.
Lord and Miller, I'm pretty sure, were the original directors, and then they reshot that as well, just like Justice League. They reshot
Alright.
most of it, and I think that cost like
All
4
right. Okay.
plus. So
I didn't realize that.
that's worse. But that came out okay.
Yeah.
Ron
Exactly.
They
Enjoyable
got
at
Ron
least.
Howard. Ron Howard
Yeah.
is an all right dude.
And it wasn't 4 hours long. If you're gonna waste your time, I'd rather waste an hour and a half than waste 4 hours.
I really like Solo, you know. But that's
Cool. Let's get into the Dora reviews now. No spoilers, remember, because you know everyone cares about what happened in this Dora film that came out like 4 years ago. Connor, do you want to kick this one off again? What were your thoughts?
Fucking hell, you dropped me in the deep end there. Right, okay. Dora and the Lost City of Gold. He's got such a cool title.
Yeah.
I'd say for Dora and the Lost City of Gold, good film. I'd say honestly, really good children's movie. Promote the messages and values of this movie. Right?
Right.
Be yourself, you know, kind of thing. Don't. It's like, well, not really actually. Diego.
Don't do forest drugs.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo, never mind.
Yeah.
It's so strange. It was a strange film, but it was pretty good. But the ending for me lets it down. It copies Indiana Jones. Just to get it out now before I.
Let it go, Connor. Let it go.
It copies every single.
No, it's a kids' film. It's not.
I wrote it down how horrendous
Yeah,
it was. It's like boom, 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 boom. So I'd say that. Yeah, good. I'd say good.
film.
I say it's better than Justice League.
Yeah, it's mad, that, isn't it? It's such a
For me.
strange concept. Yeah.
And for me, I'd say it's better than Justice League. I should probably reference that because I'll get like stabbed in the fucking Justice League. For me, it's better than Justice League, but I'm not a really big fan of the DCEU. I like the DCEU. I actually own, and you guys will hate me for this, I own the BVS Ultimate Edition and also the Man of Steel Ultimate Edition and also the Suicide Ultimate Edition.
Why? What? Why?
I will prove this just because you don't believe me, but it's right.
I mean, don't get. I believe you.
All of them 4K, right? And because
Brilliant.
I'll tell you for why.
So needed.
That was from Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah.
Because when I was like, I was not into it, but I'm intrigued by it. I don't know why. Compared to MCU, I am intrigued by this. I am. I almost bought Aquaman about a month ago.
Oh God, no.
You know what I don't own, which I actually really like, and I like both of them. Anyone that doesn't like the second one, I'm sorry, I liked it. Wonder Woman, like both of them. I do. I enjoyed the second one. I didn't think it was like fucking Jesus's holy grail, but I did like Wonder Woman 1984. So, but it's so fucking weird. It's weird. Anyway, I'm done. Dora, Lost City of Gold, pretty good.
Nice, Charlie. What do you reckon?
I went to go open my notes for the film, and I realised I didn't make any notes for this film. So
You're on your phone for most of it.
Is that a good or a bad sign?
No, I tried to spend my notes on my laptop, and I didn't make any Dora one because I was so invested in the film. But so I didn't think when I did film studies, right, and film technology, I didn't think that me doing a film degree would help me understand Dora Explorer more. Tell you what, Dora Explorer is a fucking good film. And when it first started, I was like, oh, it's in the high schools, we're so cringy high schools, crap. But it's actually really good. And you hear it here first, and I will go on record, I will defend this to my dying breath. Dora Explorer has better CGI than Justice League Snyder Cut. It does.
And also release the Dora cut. No.
Yeah. The CGI jungle like backdrops, amazing. CGI animals better than Cyborg and Steppenwolf put together. Hands down, don't even care. I enjoyed the film, and also it has a bunch of cameos, which we might get into later, which I loved. So,
yeah, I think a good point from that as well is that people can like easily say, well, oh, they were going into Justice League, not really wanting to enjoy it, and then they didn't end up enjoying it. What can you expect? But actually, when we were starting on watching Dora, you weren't buzzing. I was buzzing for that, but you weren't upset at all, were you?
Bradley was, because he's a small child at heart. But me and Charlie were, oh god, here we go.
That was it. It was the flip side, wasn't it? I had to drag you into watching that one, but that's the thing. You loved it anyway. So so I like you say, I'm a kid at heart. I'm probably a bit biased. You can hate on me for not, like, I don't understand how dark and gritty Justice League is, but if it's a kid's film and it's funny, I love it. I was really excited going into this. I used to watch Dora the Explorer all the time. I was ready. I was singing the theme song as we started it off. I was
sing the theme song.
I was singing the theme song. It started out. She was like, "Can you say delicioso?" I was like, "Delicioso." I was so buzzing for it when it kicked off. And just despite the fact
you talk about this is like it's like hearing someone talk about Shawshank Redemption.
It's just it's despite it was actually a really good film. Like, it was funny and I enjoyed it. On top of that, I just loved all like the nostalgia stuff as well. Just remembering all the characters and all the little little bits that they joked about. And it was also the fact that it wasn't just like, oh, we've got Boots, let's put Boots in, that'll get the people who used to watch Dora excited. It was the things that they did twists on the references, so they were actually extra funny. There was extra bits with Boots, there was bits with like Swiper and all these other characters and stuff like that. That's what really made it good for me, that there was kind of these moments of, oh wow, I remember that, but also the fact that it was actually a funny joke because they'd done something new with it. So yeah, I was just buzzing through it all, and it was only an hour and a half. Like, so I just enjoyed myself for an hour and a half. I didn't drag it out. It was great.
You know what? During lockdown, I've been really, mood's been low, really low. And me sit here right now watching Brad passionately talk about that's made my entire day.
No, honestly, God, how much joy.
I haven't ever seen this guy so happy in my life.
No, honestly, right. I think if like Bradley's ideal partner was naked in front of him, right, I think he wouldn't talk. It's passionate.
No, yeah, especially as I would about Dora the Explorer. Yeah, no.
That's kind of a weird statement.
That was a weird choice of that was a weird analogy. We've got into weird analogies now, but I think I know where you were going with that. Yeah, that's why I love Mary Poppins as well. It's like, just wait till that one. I'll be gushing. There'll be emotions. There'll be tears.
You just spoiled it. No.
No, nice one. All right, should we kick off?
So, Charlie, would you like to intro us on the Justice League first for part one, and then I'm going to go into part one for Dora.
Do you actually remember how it started?
Free fish, and we're going to give just impressions on each part, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So, well, do you want to talk about how the film opens? I can tell you if you want.
Yeah.
That's more or less what I'm asking you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, Justice League starts open where Batman v Superman left off. Superman he sacrificed his own life to defeat.
Scream goes out.
Yeah, and yes, ratios and 4x3. Don't know why. Good choice. Whatever. The film starts off showing showing the boxes and the mother boxes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Aquaman Atlantis has one, Wonder Woman Temple Place has one, and then Cyborg has one chilling in his cupboard. Obviously.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Behind some old Vans boxes,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
They're all on like ritual stones, aren't they? And then Cyborg's is just under a couple of coats in his baseball bat.
Yeah, next to the Monopoly board game.
Yeah.
But that's how it starts basically, and then they start shaking. They start shaking, and it's like, and then they focus mainly on the bit in the temple, don't they? Because it starts cracking a bit. I guess we could talk about the aspect ratio now, Connor.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't like that. That was one huge thing I noticed between Dora and this. Like, I spent 4 hours looking at this little box on my screen, like just having to, just see people's faces and not actually see where they are or anything. And then we get into Dora and there's these vast, open expanses, and I'm like, oh my god, Dora the Explorer is such a beautiful movie.
No, genuinely, I think it made us appreciate Dora the Explorer, didn't it? I think just the visuals and the actual colours and the non-muted nature of Dora.
Yeah.
But, the aspect ratio is like, I don't get it. I still don't get it.
No.
You're telling me that his vision is supposed to be viewed on a 7-inch 1984 TV. Is that what he wanted? I don't know.
He's just got bad eyesight. He actually can't see inside. So.
He says he's filmed it in IMAX, right? But something I noticed on the second viewing, noted it down, there's a lot of headspace on certain shots. So the character's talking, and there's like this much headspace. Say from me to the top of my cabinet.
Yeah.
Of like on the shot. Meaning he didn't fucking film it all in IMAX. He filmed some shots in IMAX, then cut the other shots inwards, so we're missing bits of the fucking scenery, so he can have it in that ratio.
Connor, mate. Connor, can I say scenery? Scenery.
yeah.
The CGI trees. He's cut
should we just go on a huge ramble on everything we hate now, just about the film in general? Because now we're into the CGI as well.
We'll get back to that.
Zack Snyder didn't have structure. Why should we?
No, right. From now on, we have one complaint section per part. So we can complain about the ratio. Part 2,
fine. Oh, gotta wait so long. All right.
I'm still on the ratio here. Okay, I'm a sucker for artistic auteur style, right?
Porn. I get it.
Yeah, porn. But like, certain auteurs want a unique style to their film, and a lot of time it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. I am yet to see the sense from Zack Snyder. He's not even talked about it, why he wants it like this. I don't think. I haven't seen anything about it. And as a viewer, it makes no sense watching at home. Even at cinema, it makes no sense. Why he put it in 4:3 aspect ratio? Honestly, like, for example, if you were like somebody older who doesn't understand ratio of like cameras and screens and stuff like that, you'd think something's wrong with the film you're watching.
Yeah.
We didn't, because we're more knowledgeable. But like, some people might think, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Do you actually think, right? Do you think it's because he hates people watching films on phones? No, genuinely. Think about watching us on a phone.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, if you like watching it on a Nintendo DS, it'd be absolutely horrendous.
Oh,
It's a point, right? No, genuinely, it's a point. Martin Scorsese, was it, or someone?
I was literally going to say Scorsese was on the same. He's on the same thought train, isn't he?
Do you think that's why he's done it? I'm genuinely serious.
I can see that.
You can't watch it on a phone. You can't. You'd be like.
I can see him being that much of a prick. Yeah, I can.
Bold statements by Charlie. You can tell the alcohol's kicking in.
I know.
He's a fucking wanker.
I prefer big screen. Obviously, I'm a big avid person. I'm a big avid cinema enthusiast. Like, I think cinema should always be a thing. Like, I would always choose cinema over watch at home. Like, do you know how they're talking about how they want to get films at home, pay £50, have it at home? I don't think that should be a thing. Personally, I think to keep it at cinema. But if I would love this film, which I don't, spoil alert, if I want to watch it on a train journey, hell no, I'm not watching on a train journey. I'm just not going to. I'm never going to. I'm not watching this film ever again, personally. But like, the aspect ratio it's not a good look.
You are going to it again.
It makes the film. It makes the film 10 times harder to just enjoy.
Yeah.
Personally. And I watched it on I watched it on a massive 4K TV in the room. So
right, mate.
Yeah. Oh, God.
You watched it on a projector, did you? You watched it in a cinema?
Hard at local Odeon, you know what I mean? They open up just for me.
Nice one. What happens after the rumbly boxes? Because I don't actually know. I can't remember.
I can't remember. Don't have the notes up. It's up to Charlie.
Yeah. I know. You know what? Based on looking right here, I'm going to chuck this in here quickly. I'll reference it throughout the entirety of this review. But Zack Snyder's got a certain colour grading he likes to put on his films. 300, Watchmen, like a grey, drained out, cold looking colour grading, which works so well in his other films, really well.
Yeah. In
this film, mixed with the bad CGI, we'll get into later, mixed with the aspect ratio, it's absolutely fucking flat and boring. It's hoped for making your film look dull. Anyway, let's carry on. I'm ready, let's go.
And if you want to direct any hate, just send your messages to Charlie Barnes.
We will include his email and his address in the bio.
You know what? If you want to link my Twitter and stuff like that, I will argue people about this. If a single person can tell me any of those CGI scenes look decent, I will give them 50 quid. But I can't prove it wrong because that's still simple. Let's just carry on to the next part of Dora.
You're going to give them.
Yeah, we got to sit.
So we've got a prize giveaway.
Yeah.
If you can convince Charlie Barnes, if that is, if his statement is wrong, Charlie will give each and every one of you £50.
Wow. What an incredible giveaway.
You can enter at this email down below. And you're looking at me, he's terrified.
Yeah.
I'm not terrified because I know I won't lose because not a single person can tell me that this film looks good.
That's true. I mean, we don't agree. We don't disagree. So.
Tell you, it looks like it was intended. It looks like a comic book. That's his point. It looks like a comic book.
Does it?
It does. Every shot looks like a comic. It does. But watch it again. It does. Every shot looks like a comic. It does.
I mean, Sin City looks like a comic, and that looks good. So why do you just do that?
Sin City is brilliant, though, and so is the second one.
No, Sin City wants to be a comic book style, and that was great. So I couldn't do the same thing in this film, which he didn't do.
I think he did, just not to the full. It's not as good as Sin City. It's not.
He clearly just didn't have the money for it,
He needed an extra, he needed another orphanage.
More. Yeah. All right, cool. Is that literally all that happens then? Some fake Infinity Stones. Okay, should we get to what have you got? Do we have a prologue for Dora then? Have we separated an area that we'd call the prologue? Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess the childhood area, wouldn't
the
it?
childhood area is my thing. So the prologue opens with a quote of foxes. I don't know if anyone can find this, but it opens with a quote saying that something about foxes and villages. Don't know why. Does it? No. But it is more meaningful, and it is. And then a haunting, there was it cuts to Dora when she's young. She's running through the woods, and it's like her backpack is haunting. It's the scariest thing I've seen in my life. The map is scary. Charlie's still researching Zack Snyder.
It's exactly like what you'd have if you did an exact copy of the animated show, but in live action. So it has the bag with like a moving mouth, and the map has a face, but it's just really creepy. It was actually quite funny just how creepy it looked, and I'm really glad they didn't go down that route because that would have been so weird.
Also, I really want our listeners to understand that they shouldn't expect too much from the parts of Dora because I'm splitting an hour and a half down here. So I've got next, the parents are going to explain to her when she's a kid, her and Diego. It's Diego, right? The Lost City of Gold.
Cousin,
the parents are, I believe it's Michael Pena. Is that his name? Michael
Pena, I think.
Yeah, he's explaining the Lost City of Gold. Love that guy, by the way. No, he's explaining that to the kids and how it's not been discovered yet, I believe, at that point. And then Diego gets shipped away to
Yeah, he
Somewhere.
goes back to America or something with his parents. So Dora's left without her best friend in the world, but she still has boots. She's a little monkey with boots on. And the
Wait.
parents are like, "You're not meant to put shoes on a monkey."
And that's the end of the prologue.
That's
what we got
essentially
for
it. Yeah.
Quick
Oh no,
question.
that was it. It's like Dora's mentally unstable, isn't it? Because her and Diego go in and they still think they're in the TV show. So the mum puts the tea on the table, and then Dora looks at the camera and she's like, "Can you say delicioso?" And then there's just no response, and the parents are just looking at each other, just like, "Is she okay?"
Like this, none of this rings a bell for me.
Really? You're just having
But
such
again,
a blast.
But again, I'm pretty sure I was drinking during this film.
Yeah.
I thought Diego and Dora were cousins. I'm not gonna lie.
No, they are cousins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. No, that's it. So that's why. Actually, that's in part one. So we'll leave that for a sec. Yeah, but yeah, it is. It's just kind of. I really love the way they introduced it because it was just kind of. It wasn't what you were expecting, where it like Dora's kind of mentally unstable and
it will
just
never
having these weird
translate
day
well though.
trips.
Shit, part one. Jesus Christ, it's gonna be so long. Let's do this.
Batman goes to find Aquaman. That's one bit. And they're in a watery place, and Batman goes into this little pub, and he's like, "There's a man who comes from the sea," and they're all just like, "We don't talk to strangers." And then it's like, and then Aquaman's there, but he doesn't know that it's Aquaman. And then Aquaman picks him up. He's like, "Ugh." And then they talk for a bit, and I can't remember what they say because I didn't care that much. No. And then went off.
Honestly, some of the part one is one of my favorite parts of the entire film, solely because a lot of it it's actually on location, on set, and studio.
I really hope it isn't. I hope it isn't. Do we know that it is on location?
If someone tells me the scenes of Batman or Bruce Wayne, I guess, walking around those mountains and stuff, it looked real to me. I think it is on location.
No, it did look really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
If that was CGI, then why was the rest of the film so bad? So it must have been real.
If it were to be CGI, it would be some of the mountains in the background, maybe some of the snow, snowy fog.
How can you make Thanos looks like so good, and then Steppenwolf looks like?
We'll get onto that. But personally, the part one scenes look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it did look nice.
Shot really well.
I also love Ben Affleck. We might as well say Ben Affleck's great.
Yes.
Good
Batman.
Good Batman. He is a good Batman. He could be a really good Batman. Different film.
Mm-hmm.
Could shine where it's just him, because I think he gets like smug in a way, doesn't he? He gets like
in this film he gets outshined a bit.
He didn't feel like he was in a lot of it. Like it's weird because he was the one who brought everyone together. Yeah, he didn't feel like he was in it much. I really enjoyed to say I didn't like Batman v Superman that much. I loved Batman in it, and I think that was one of the big points everyone talks about. But in this one, it was essentially just he had a couple of talking parts, and then every time there was a fight, he'd run up like 10 minutes late. But like you say, I did think this was really nice. Like the bits with the ocean as well, where the waves are just like coming up. It's like you can tell it's real.
My favorite bit of the entire film is also there with Jason Momoa.
Oh, without his top on, yeah. I thought it might be.
What I want to know is that why he took his shirt off but not his jeans and boots, which would be what's the point in that, mate?
We'll also get onto that with Superman when he is resurrected and randomly still has his pants.
Yeah. There's a weird thing with clothes, because I was thinking that, like, why does Aquaman take his top off every time he goes in the sea? Because then every time he comes out of the sea, he just has to buy a new T-shirt. And that must just be a ball ache. Like, what he
does is, before he jumps in, like, you don't see this, like, he took it off, you didn't see him dive in, did you? I can't remember.
All right, yeah.
So he takes it off and then he rinses it. He rings it. He pops
keeps it in a little Aquaman box.
And then he goes. on like a washing line, like.
Yeah. Where he also keeps his yellow scaly Aquaman suit.
He doesn't get that till Aquaman.
No, sorry.
PCU fan.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, is the bank in this one, or is that?
Yeah. So after the really nice looking scene of the mountains and the sea and the weird girl singing and the bar, we get a Wonder Woman scene.
Who I love.
Which has Bruce Bolton entering a bank. And I tell you what, as it's a really nice shot scene, like when the camera tracks the suitcase.
Apart from one bit.
Yeah, we'll get to that bit.
Yeah.
The scene that scene as it starts off is Bruce Bolton going into the bank, innit? And the cameras follow him up the stairs, stuff like that. I'll tell you what, now that's a really well done scene. But they should have kept it one take. They should have done it all in one shot. That would have been amazing. Because it's partly in one shot when it's following the suitcase up the stairs, but then it cuts. It's like if you made that whole one shot, that would be a really good scene.
They couldn't have done because the clothing and the suitcase was all CGI. So you can't really make it.
I think one thing you notice with like our takes on this whole film is that every bit that's just unreal and in the moment is good. So as you say, when he gets bad is when he starts putting slow-mo effects in, isn't it? And that's when it goes dodgy.
Don't wait a second. We'll get onto the slow motion scene.
In Watchmen, that's good. In Watchmen, it's good. It is good. Like he does slow-mo at good points. Like there's a bit in Watchmen where a character gets like thrown out of a window. I won't spoil anything if no one's seen like a 20-year-old movie. But he gets thrown out of a window and it goes slow-mo as he hits the glass. That's cool.
All right.
You want to see that when it's like this major character that's in the rest of the like
I've just found something out which we'll get back to later on about slow motion. But you know.
Well, how much does it add on to the movie? 45 minutes.
When we get onto the slow motion part, I will tell you the exact time of how much slow motion is in this film. And
what is it before the slow motion? Is that not essentially it? The guy's got a bomb in the bank.
This film was only an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I will tell you guys when we get to slow motion talk how much this film, in both percentage and minutes, how much the film is slow motion.
All right.
Does everyone like? Obviously, like we've got the bank bit, and then it goes up to Gal Gadot, doesn't it? Standing on top of the bank.
Yeah.
What does everyone think of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman? Before we move on, we might as well do this because it's each character, each section.
I'll do a quick fire round for me. Her character's good. I like her as Wonder Woman. She fits her character really well. Her film. Well, I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one. I did not enjoy her first film. I thought it was really boring.
I liked it, you see. So
I know you did. We saw it together, Connor, and I felt asleep during it. I'm not gonna lie. And
I really liked it. I came out like, and you were like.
I don't normally fall asleep during. I think that film's the only one I actually fallen asleep and Rise of Skywalker, but we're not about that. But I fell asleep during it. I really want to like that film because I love Wonder Woman, but it was not good. And her character's good though, but her film isn't. But I like the character a lot. I think she's perfect for the role. That's it.
Like you, Brad?
Yeah. I think I'd guess she's good.
Have you seen Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one. Wonder Woman I thought was all right. It was decent. It didn't, get me excited or anything. I just kind of watched it because it was part of the franchise. I think, like I say,
so
she's
good. Part of the MCU. Fucked up. No.
Yeah. I'm guessing there probably could be a better Wonder Woman, but I'm not going to say she's a bad one. I just mainly think she hasn't had that much to do, so she'd probably be better if she was just, I feel like she had better writing or better stories or something like that. So as a whole thing, I just think she's all right. I'll take her or leave her.
I think she's good when she's directed well. I think in Patty Jenkins, I believe that's the director.
Yeah.
Might be technically wrong. But she did Wonder Woman, and I think in that she's good. I think in this she's flat. Sorry. I think she is. I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
You know what?
But I think in this she's all right in some scenes, mainly when she is what's her Diana
Ross.
When she's Diana Ross, like she's better. When she's Wonder Woman, not so much. When she's Wonder Woman in Patty Jenkins is Wonder Woman, she's good. She is good. She's heroic. She's like, it is actually two different characters. Every superhero plays two different characters. It's true. You play two different characters. I think Ben Affleck is fucking brilliant as Bruce Wayne. I think he's all right as Batman, but it balances out as a good Batman. I think Michael Keaton is good as Batman. No, Michael Keaton is good as Bruce Wayne, rather, and he's all right as Batman. I think Christian Bale is good as both.
Yeah, he's good.
But like, I think that's just the way it works. I think it's two different people. And I think she's flat in this because Zack Snyder probably didn't give her much to work with. Zack Snyder loves Batman. I don't know if you noticed this. He wanks over Batman.
Yeah.
If you watch this, he loves Batman. He will always love Batman. Batman v Superman came too early because Zack Snyder prematurely ejaculated Batman out of his dick into the screen. It's what happened. Anyway, carry on, Charlie. Yeah.
I was just gonna say most characters in this film, like when I don't want to compare it to the Avengers and that because it's like it's what it is. This film is meant to be the contrast to the first Avengers film. Let's be honest, it's what it kind of trying to be. And the first Avengers film had most of their characters really well built up. But this film, there's nothing. There's literally the characters have nothing really besides like one or two films. Yeah, it's hard to do a film like this, all these cool characters without much background. And he tries to add it into his film, he tries to add him into his film, but it doesn't work out well at all.
But Brad, you said something about the actors, which goes with this. I think we both were discussing this. I think when Charlie went to walk the dog or something.
Which bit was that?
We were saying about how the actors in this, in the DCEU, are actors.
Oh yeah.
Take it away. Yeah.
Well, I think that was really your point. Yeah, it was just that in Marvel, it's really strange because when you look at all these people who are absolutely huge actors now and everyone knows them, household names. But if you look at before Marvel, no one really knew him generally. I guess you maybe knew Robert Downey Jr.
For like two things. He was a
Chris
drug addict.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah. Chris Evans, you might have known for Fantastic Four and Scott Pilgrim, and that's about it. But in this one, you've got so many big actors. You got, Ben Affleck. You got, I guess, Jason Momoa. I guess you should kind of know. You've got who else? You got?
It's more their supporting characters.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's like Amy Adams.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, Amy Adams. You got what is it? Jim Gordon. What's he called again?
Oh God, what's his name? Whiplash. No.
Yeah, Whiplash guy.
J.K.
Yeah, that's
it. Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. There we go. Yeah, you got him. You got I don't know. You got Alfred, who's Scar from I don't know. It's just loads of people.
Jeremy Irons.
There you go.
We're helping you here. This is where
This
is
it. Yeah.
We're getting there. Willem Dafoe.
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You've got so many, people who are just known for just being good actors. But it's just the fact that it's like they've just given them a paycheck. They're not in here to do their acting. They're not in here to have good emotional scenes. They're just here to jump around in skin-tight suits and fight fake bad guys. Whereas in Marvel, because they actually had the time to set it up and most of them had origin stories and stuff like that, everyone seems like they've had their moment to shine, especially now when they're getting TV shows and stuff. Everyone's getting their emotional grounding.
Literally everybody. We've got a Winter Soldier Falcon show.
No one cared about Falcon, but now
which
we're
is
emotionally
good so far. By the way, it's a good show so far.
I'm watching this tomorrow night. I hope so.
No, exactly. Yeah. It's really strange how they've done it. Really strange balance.
Before we carry on to part one, because the next part of part one is the temple scene, or the end of the temple scene. Brad's right. So if you're going to make a big ensemble film such as Justice League and the Avengers, you can't just chuck the characters in and just hope for the best. That's what's happened here. And yes, in this film, he's added new scenes, like new, cyborg backstory scenes, stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, yes, I appreciate the backstory scene, but it doesn't really add much at all to it. Still, you can't chuck in a 5-10 minute scene of like a backstory scene and make us love the character like that quickly.
For comparison's sake, like Ant-Man is like Cyborg, right? I'd say.
I guess so, yeah.
Not like Cyborg as in directly, but like as in a character that people don't give a flying fuck about, really. Yeah. And Ant-Man's Brill.
But he still had two films that were kind of funny. You kind of got.
I didn't like the second one, but the first one was good. And with Cyborg, I can't imagine, even if Zack Snyder didn't throw in this, I can't imagine a Cyborg movie. No. Can you? Unless you've got like a body horror. You got like Sam Raimi to do it, and he like Cyborg's like fucking like eyes all deformed, and he like has like chopped his hand off.
If they make a Cyborg film, And I hate saying this because I would never like say no to a film, but I am never.
But I'll say
You know
no.
what I mean? Like Ant-Man, I never thought I'd watch Ant-Man. I watched Ant-Man. I thought this was great, but
It's
that
enjoyable.
might be. You know who was attached to Ant-Man? I'm not going to go on with this because
Yeah.
I know I go on too much. The guy who was attached
Edgar Wright.
originally to direct Ant-Man was Edgar Wright
Yeah.
of Hot Fuzz fame and
Yeah.
in Shaun of the Dead. But he probably wrote most of that. That's probably why it's so fucking good, because he wrote it and then someone else took over. Anyway,
The only way I could would be to watch Cyborg film is that I knew for a fact it would correlate to other DC Universe film. You know, like same reason like with Ant-Man. The only reason I watch it is because it's part of the Marvel Universe type thing. Like it's carry on.
My favorite's Guardians of the Galaxy for like Marvel. That's my favorite movie of them. They're obscure, right? You could do something with it, probably.
It's just not. No, the thing is though, people knew Guardians were going to appear later on in like the big films, but that's the thing. Like, if we knew for a fact that this Snyder or anything else would carry on a franchise of like DC Universe films, maybe I'm interested in watching Cyborg film, but right now I'm not. We'll get on to that for the epilogue. Don't you worry about that.
I think Cyborg does compare to Ant-Man, but I think like the Guardians of the Galaxy probably compare more to like Martian Manhunter. What the fuck would you do with that? What the flying fuck would you do with a Martian Manhunter?
I think we've fallen into the trap where you start talking about DC and then you realise you don't actually enjoy it that much. You start talking about Marvel, which is way more fun and there's way more stuff to talk about. Such an easy trap to fall into.
I genuinely believe in like film class and stuff, like Charlie's degree, they will actually in like 20 years directly compare the Marvel universe, the DC universe, and go, this is how you don't do it.
Yeah. Cool. Nothing. Should we get some scenes out of the way then?
Go on.
Yeah.
So is it the temple one then? Yeah.
Yeah. So we get introduced to so after that scene, pretty sure maybe some things in between, but nothing important, I don't think. But it cuts to the temple scene again, when the box breaks and Steppenwolf teleports in with his little bug mates.
So the general story is just that Steppenwolf wants these 3 boxes that we talked about. He's just trying to collect them, and that's essentially it.
Yeah. So Steppenwolf teleports in to find the boxes because the boxes have anti-life on Earth, and he's trying to get back to prove to his big boy master Darkseid that he's a good guy. And he's a good villain.
I'm sorry. You know what this film's about? I read about this literally about an hour before we started. The anti-life equation. Do you know what this is?
Oh, yeah.
It's a fucking math equation.
Yeah.
It's not like the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
It's literally algebra on a page. Yeah. That's what they're all after.
Magic algebra, that's the thing, Connor. Math is magic. You just...
But, I mean, anyway, yeah. I think it's so shit compared to... Anyway.
Yeah, other ideas
on
that
about
they could have
Marvel.
been. Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah.
We got a big CGI fight. They're in the temple. Then they try to take the box out the temple. It's like CGI walls. There's CGI women. It's just stupid. They jump on horses. They're on a horseback fight, and there's CGI horses.
It looks like the Windows opening screen. 2008.
Of course, Steppenwolf, the bad guy, he's all CGI, and it's just.
He looks like something from Destiny.
Yeah. None of it looks great. They all look like the floppy people, like big arms flopping around. It's mad. And then of course,
the scene will be really good because it is like, if it was better CGI, it would be really good because it's like a baton. You know when you pass a baton when you do a sprint.
That was a cool idea.
That. And that's a cool idea. It just wasn't executed well.
I wrote down a few quick things about this quickly for this scene. Steppenwolf had a CGI upgrade compared to the original film. The original film, he looked dreadful. This film, he looks a bit better. Well, guess what?
Still a bit
shit. His armor is made out of some sort of metal. It could be alien metal, could be human metal. I don't know what it is. But the lighting, the reflection of light on his armor makes completely zero sense.
It's strange because
it throws you off. It throws you off completely.
The main characters that are CGI, so Cyborg and Steppenwolf, it's really strange because they've gone really detailed on the designs. So both of them have loads of little scales or little moving parts, but it's like they haven't been bothered to like CGI them realistically. So they always look animated rather than real little parts. It's like just make a simpler model.
It's like that 70 million didn't go
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, they look better in original, but still look shit. And one quick little bit about part 1. is it really annoys me. Slow motion topic again. There's just one scene when was it Wonder Woman's mum or the queen of wherever they're from. The Amazon.
It is Wonder Woman's mum, I believe. You are.
Yeah. She runs away from temple when it's like collapsing, but she's running in slow motion, but the temple's the speed of
yeah. That was a good point.
Yeah,
because we didn't notice it, did we, Connor? But
we were like,
we
just
were
enjoying the
scene. I fucking noticed it, mate.
Yeah.
It really annoyed me. And I know some people won't pick up on that, some people won't care, but why the hell is it happening in this fucking 300 billion film? What's going on?
Yeah.
Maybe Zack Snyder's vision was for it to look a bit shit.
Oh, you know what? He's fucking made it.
And you know what? Right, if that is actually his intention, fuck you.
Yeah. No, I do find that strange though. If this is his big vision that everyone, that he's meant to make, what you would watch the film again and notice things like that. You'd look at each scene. I
will reiterate.
It's a bit disappointing. Yeah.
It is a miracle this film got made.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. Just think about that. And I think this film would have looked better if it was just released initially. This was released 5 years ago. It probably would have looked better because they would have had backing. Right now, he's making this by himself, probably in a room with like 2 other editors.
With a small loan of 70 million.
Yeah, 70 million and probably one room. I wouldn't put it past it that there's like 2 or 3 editors that are creating this shit. And because it is a genuine miracle. I'm just reiterating, it is a miracle it got made.
Strange one, yeah.
It's good for those people who love it. I think all 3 of us don't love it.
Well done, the 5 people who really enjoyed this.
I don't think it's 5 people. I think it's the majority.
No,
there
is quite a few people. Yeah,
probably the majority of my friends. God knows what your friends think of it, but they all fucking love it for some reason.
Yeah. So Steppenwolf gets the box anyway, despite all this wonderful slow motion stuff. So it skips off with the box. Do we go back to the bank then? The slow motion stuff carries on in the bank as well when they finish that scene off, because Wonder Woman's there. There's a group of kids that this terrorist is keeping hostage in the bank. He's about to blow it up, and Wonder Woman goes through. And for what felt like 20 minutes, just as a full action scene that's just slow motion. She goes through, blocks all the bullets, but really it's like, and then she does this weird little crouched walk in front of the kids whilst he's about to shoot the kids, and it's just this really strange. It's like what would have been good is a normal action scene where you can feel the punches being done, and then every now and again when there's a cool shot of her dodging a bullet or blocking one, you do that in slow motion, but instead it's the full scene slow mo, and then that finishes off by her. What was it? Oh yeah, she uses her arm power to blast the bomb back at the one terrorist guy who's left, and completely obliterates him, blows the side of the bank open.
This bank is like a really old, ancient, lovely building.
So she just did not care. She could have thrown the bomb out the window, but instead she blows up the whole room, just saving the kids. And then there's this little girl who comes up to her just like, I want to be like you when I'm older. And it's like, what, you want to be like a horrible murderer who just like, literally just completely blew him to pieces. It was strangely funny, that scene.
So Dora is now 35 years old.
16 in a
she's talking to herself in a jungle for some reason. Then her dad tells her this like legend of Barabata again, or whatever the fuck. Barabata.
Yeah.
I know. But it turns out her parents tell her it's already discovered. They've already got it. They've already got a little statue of it. It's done. Crushed the dreams of Dora, and the CGI overall, the monkey, everything about it is fucking good.
Coming off.
Fuck you for spending 70 million. Don't know what the budget was for Dora, Charlie. But we need to know what that was. And overall, that is the end of part 1 of Dora.
Just like to point out, no slow motion. Actually, no, there was slow motion, wasn't there? Oh, lie. When she jumps over that mini cliff, doesn't she, to try and get the totem to take back to her parents. She just falls off a cliff.
It's like an invisible wall. She hits it.
You know what? You guys are saying this, and I had no idea that happened.
Is this the whole of Dora? You just enjoyed it?
Mate, I don't. The budget for this film is $49 million US.
So that's less
yeah.
than the reshoots. Anyway,
And we've all agreed that the CGI in Dora is way better. The animals, even though they're slightly cartoony, but they actually look real. Like they could almost be there. The background look way better.
Good cartoon, yeah.
Personally, I feel the main CGI animals are voiced better by better actors. Danny Trejo.
Well, than the actors in yeah.
I don't know who Steppenwolf was. It should be like Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
Who the fuck was Steppenwolf?
So now we're on part 2, Connor, of Justice League. So we got so Steppenwolf managed to take the first box from the Amazonians. So the Amazonians are like, oh no, son, you can't do that. So they get this magical arrow thing that they send to Earth, or they send to where humans are. I don't really understand how DC works, but they send an arrow to where Wonder Woman can see it, and there's a big fire, and she's like, oh no, that's not good. That means Steppenwolf is here. So she goes to find Batman to tell him that, you know, all this stuff's happening and that they need to find the Justice League quicker. And then she tells Batman about the Darkseid fight, which apparently is a new part of this one that wasn't in the original Joss Whedon one. So there's a big flashback for like 10 minutes, which is it was all right. I mean, it was weird CG, but it was actually a pretty cool fight. You got Darkseid coming down to Earth, and then you got all these different factions. So you got the Atlantis people, you got the Amazonians, you got the humans. It's more entertaining
than the final.
It's way more entertaining, and in my opinion, they got better superheroes as well. They got a Green Lantern there chilling. They got this guy with like electric hands. Like I want a Thor in this as well.
We all know your opinions on the electric hand. Me and Charlie were like Bradley Kahn.
yeah, with fucking huge biceps. He's like an absolute beast. Like he could crush like Batman or Aquaman.
Quick note. Do you think that they use the same CGI that they used in 300 on him? Because in 300 they apparently increased the biceps.
Really?
And the abs.
Like Peck CGI.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
That makes sense, actually. Okay, fair enough, yeah. So there's this cool fight, but then we find out that actually Darkseid was beaten. So Darkseid gets pulled back into his thing after he had like an axe in his shoulder.
Really easily beaten, by the way.
Yeah, actually surprisingly easy.
This is the big bad, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the big bad.
What a weird setup. Quickly in Marvel, you never see Thanos get beaten, do you? Until he's beaten. Like, why would you do it here? Because then he's just set up as not that scary.
When Superman can get stabbed and he's fine. So you like it?
Yeah. Darkseid just an axe to his shoulder. You want your bad guy
to be as invincible.
Yeah,
as
Superman, definitely. But that was a relatively cool fight scene on the scale of the film. Then we go back to Steppenwolf, who's now trying to find the Atlantis box as well, and he has these really creepy little spider robot things that go on to this Atlantis person's head and like scan his brain for.
I forgot about this.
It was it was.
I've got a point about this at some point as well, actually.
Go now.
Go on. Yeah, go.
By the way, I agree with Brad. I feel like the people in the backstory with Darkseid, the people there, the heroes there, way more powerful than heroes here. I've got a little thing about our heroes in this film, but I'm not sure if you say it now or for the final fight scene. I'm not sure.
No, you can say it now.
I feel like we have Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, Cyborg, Batman, Superman. We don't get much Superman until the very end. But like none of them really use their powers. The Flash is the only one who can use their powers quite a bit. Like, you've seen Aquaman use his water powers once in that sewage scene later on, which we'll get to see, but he doesn't really use it much else. He's fighting and all that. But anyway.
I said something similar. It seems like it's a slightly weird choice. I guess maybe if there is like a main Justice League, I haven't read the comics, but it does seem like most of them, other than Superman and I guess the Flash, are just even the Flash kind of, they're just brawlers. They don't have like Thor has his hammer, Iron Man has shooty hands,
and charisma.
Yeah,
distinctly lacking.
And money,
and emotion. But they're all just fighters and punchers. And while that's cool if you do the action scenes right, just 6 people punching isn't that great. You want a mix, and that's how you get the really cool dynamic scenes.
No, you don't. The Zack Snyder fans don't. The Zack Snyder fans don't. Yeah. They don't. They don't. You know what? I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but it's true, Charlie. You got to agree with me. The Zack Snyder fans, they don't want They want brawlers.
They want
They want
brawlers.
someone punching the shit
want
out of
gritty.
someone's face.
I just think you can have these superheroes of different kinds, but they use their powers together. But I can't think of a single scene where they use their powers together.
Mm.
You can't, unless they punch each other.
That's
You
it, 'cause
can't use it together.
Aquaman never really uses water powers or anything, does he either? Like, other than his points on his own in Atlantis, when he can breathe underwater.
Aquaman's fucking useless.
He doesn't like drown
as
anyone.
Cool as he is.
Yeah.
Do you know when
Go on.
Steppenwolf brings out the Atlantis people from the water
Yeah.
and puts the spider on its like,
Hmm.
all right, why would you ask them a question saying, "Oh, where's the box?" When the spider's there in the first place? Man,
Yeah,
just put the spider in there.
He asks them where the box is before he uses a spider. It's like, mate, you're an evil guy. Just
What?
do it already. Save us a minute of screen time. Make it 3 hours 59 minutes. Yeah.
Just to end my quick part of this, the only good part I remember from this bit of the part was Cyborg's dad gives him the tape, doesn't he, at this point in the film? I'm pretty sure, right?
Oh, I don't actually remember. I don't remember most of the Cyborg thing.
Honest to God, I'm forgetting this movie.
It wasn't that. Cyborg didn't feel that important.
It's either this part or start of part 3, but it's part 3 starts as a flash. But this part of the tape is put down. And Cyborg's dad's the best character in the film. Is that Silas? His name Silas? Best character in the film.
And also, he is Miles Dyson from Terminator. Anyway.
I like how it started off as a joke, but we've actually, for each part, we've managed to come up with a new big hit thing, like a new complaint for each part. Like we say, we can limit it to one, and we've actually managed to do that so far. Just impressive.
That's what I'm thinking. One per part, and then in total, we'll have loads.
Yeah. So Dora Part 2, which I'm way more excited about.
Shit. Fuck. Okay, so it cuts to her older, right? And we find out that she's going to be transferred also to wherever the fuck Diego was. I can't remember what the city was.
It's somewhere in America. Yeah.
Okay, somewhere in America. She skids down the stairs. Do you remember this, or is it an escalator? Like goes down the side.
No.
She like goes down.
The wrong person,
goes down the bar like.
So she's a cool kid. Yeah.
She's it's fucking amazing. It's better than any actor. She then meets Diego. He's now a crackhead. He's just
shaved his head and
I've
he's
got a lot of
tall and
comments
lanky.
from Bradley in this movie. Dora is not popular when she goes to school, so she joins the school with Diego, and Diego's like, before they go to the school, they introduce us to Diego's like, is it his actual family or his foster family? It doesn't matter.
No, yeah, his parents, and his grandma,
and
I think.
Before they get on the bus, for some strange fucking reason, he takes the headband off her. He's like, and he ruffles her hair, like that makes her cool.
Oh yeah, because headbands aren't cool, Connor. Gosh, do you know that?
No, going into the school, and
I just found this bit really funny because none of us expected it. It just turned into like a Mean Girls film for like half an hour. There's just loads of mean kids, and Dora's just there, just like, what? She's just trying to be really friendly and nice to everyone, and talking about the jungle and stuff.
Well, before that, she's in the queue to get into the school. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, of course.
And she's got like a fucking like shotgun, like armed rifle in her backpack.
She's not the metal detector, and they're taking out all these knives and stuff like that. And then, of course, the classic that she gets left with, she's left with a yo-yo, and she's like, that's my most dangerous weapon.
Later on, strangles Boba Fett.
You know what? That yo-yo scene is one of the best written scenes in that entire film. It beats any narrative technique in Justice League.
It's when Charlie put down his phone and he really tuned in.
Yeah.
Look, he knows what's happening.
It was like the yo-yo. Wow, what?
So when she mentioned the yo-yo, I was like, I 100% can guarantee this yo-yo is going to be in the film later on.
Chekhov's gun.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see her strangle the bad guy over there.
Yeah. And guess what? Spoiler alert, we were right.
Yeah.
In Justice League, I don't think there's a single scene in the film where it mentions anything about
The Flash mentions about breaking if he goes too fast.
Yeah, but that's
finale. Yeah, I don't. I surprisingly don't mind it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're in the Dora section.
There's no yo-yos in Justice League.
Yeah.
That's a big negative for me.
There was a mop.
There's a mop, yeah.
Anyway, so she then goes into the school and she makes friends with a nerdy guy who I initially, when I was watching this film, and I'm sure you did too, we thought he was just going to be an extra. I didn't think he was going to be like a main fucking character, but anyway,
No, I thought it would be like the love interest.
He's playing a Switch, and you know what? The Switch, best.
Yeah, go on then. Go on, son.
And then they go to a museum. Shortly after that.
Is that still in this part?
Still in this part.
Wow, this is a big part. We got museum as well.
Museum is still part of the part. So they go to the museum. Well, we get the high school bit, and it's kind of like it's just like a montage. We can cut it there if you want, because I might not have enough parts.
Yeah, so for part 3 of Justice League, we end off part 2 with cyborg stuff. The giant guy, the Mothman, we call him the Mothman because I thought he cast the Mothman. He gets taken by the bug. The big bug guy takes
the big Steppenwolf's hench bugs.
Yeah.
Fucking love Mothman. Honest to God.
Yeah.
Mothman's cool. The third part starts off with Ezra Miller. What a creep. He
bold claims.
I mean, anyway.
I don't mind the Flash, by the way. Fun fact.
You don't mind him?
It's him applying for a job, isn't it?
What you hate him, I like him.
Well, I don't mind the Flash. It's just Ezra Miller. He seems like a real theatre kid. You know where they're just really like full of themselves and they'll just sing in public. It's like, mate, come on, calm yourself.
I feel
like one of those kind
attacked.
of people. So I don't know. He just kind of grates on me. Him and that guy from Baby Driver. He also annoys me. Them two, they seem like Ansel Elgort. They just
guess
annoy
what?
me.
They're both creeps. So good
Yeah,
job.
they're both accused rapists, right? Aren't they?
Accused. Actually,
none of them are actually rapists yet.
I'll say nothing. I'll say nothing.
So we get a flash introduction of him, going for a job interview at a pet store by the looks of it, or a dog or whatever, a vet, something like that. And he's flirting. Well, not flirting. He's staring at his.
This scene would be ace, by the way. Carry on. I will explain after you finished it. But this scene could be ace, and I'll explain why.
Yeah. Actually, I've got something related to this in a minute. He's applying for a job, and he's basically looking at his girl. I'm assuming he's trying to flirt with her, but he's like undressed. And she basically, the driver of a truck drops his burger.
I don't know how you can flirt with someone in a building, outside of a building, through a glass window, whilst they're driving a car. Never happened to me.
It's a film, kind of it. Crashes, and then the car crashes in all slow motion. The Flash, slow motion, runs, but also fast in real time, runs to save her. A quick note: the music for the film is different in the original film. And Justice League, a lot of the slow motion scenes and like the character scenes were all like rock music, like the White Stripes did the Aquaman song.
Yeah, but there is two different scorers between these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this movie you've got Junkie XL, I believe, I think anyway, and then in the other one you've got Danny Elfman did the fucking original. Danny Elfman.
Should I know who that is?
Yes, you should. He did Spider-Man. He did Batman. Didn't he do Superman?
Did he make the actual songs, or did he just do some?
Yes, he did the score for the movie. So he did like the.
So he did like Spider-Man. Did he do that?
No, the
well, then he's not worth his salt, is he?
Yeah, but he did the Batman one. Google this shit, you'll know it.
Okay, cool.
He did most of like Tim Burton's films.
Fair enough.
He's a good and he did the original Justice League. But the new guy is the guy who did Mad Max, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
They
choose a lot more somber songs than most of this film, but so you get a slow motion flash scene of him saving his girl. I don't know what her name is. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned somewhere. I don't know what it is. And it's a nice scene. Yeah, it looks a bit dodgy, but it does the job. Slow motion flash scene. You know what I mean? Gets a hot dog, puts it in the dog's mouth.
Yeah, he's like,
her face while she's unconscious. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know why he couldn't have just saved her and put it down, but he saved her and stroked his face. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. No, this scene could have been really good. Honestly, if you had not the face stroke, cut that out, okay? And also the music. The music kills it. The piano romantic crap.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so cool. That is cool. That is fucking cool as shit. Going through a window with your
The window bit I really liked because it was like water, wasn't it? It like bubbled before it snapped. I thought that was a cool idea.
It's cool as shit. Saving her in the way he did, cool as shit. Even the hot dog, I'll take. Just don't fucking stroke her face.
Yeah,
it's weird. Anyway, I'm done.
For a slow shot, it felt really long. Like, even I know I understand it's slow mo, but it felt like it went on for like minutes when it's literally just him moving the girl out the way. It was just one of those that was just like it could have been done better.
It's still art. Sorry. Still art.
Since we're on this conversation, I'll quickly scare the way. So the slow motion flash scene, it felt like ages. You know, it's a good scene. I don't mind it. It's a flash, so slow motion makes sense. But the next scene, the cyborg flashback, is also in slow motion.
You went to walk the dog. I remember this.
Yeah, but I already saw this.
Yeah, you saw it once.
I knew what scene was next, so I went to walk the dog because I didn't want to sit through the scene again because it's so fucking long, fucking reason. And yes, it's a backstory is important. Oh my god, why is it slow motion? Why is the football scene slow motion? Because
it looks shit. That's my answer. It looks shit, so they put it in slow. I bet you him diving on the floor was like, oh god, that's awkward. So let's make it in slow mo and make it cool.
Yeah, so I've got a statistic here of how much slow motion is in the film. I said I'll mention it later.
Oh yes, I'm ready.
Have you got any guesses? Percent-wise? Anyone guess percent?
35.
20%.
Brad's the closest. So it's 10% of the film in slow motion.
That's still a lot.
No one was close.
Yeah.
That relates to 24 minutes and 7 seconds, or 1,407 seconds worth of slow motion in this film.
That's ridiculous.
24 minutes of slow motion.
I said 35% as a joke. 24 minutes of the actual film was slow-mo. That's
so imagine that in normal speed. We could have saved 25 minutes of our life.
I'm complaining about slow motion, but I think slow motion is good in the films, and it makes sense to use it for the flash.
Use it wisely.
But they use slow motion in certain scenes with characters. The cyborg, which makes no sense, and some action scenes later on with like Superman, which is disgusting, and the Batman scene, which is kind of cool but not necessary. It's just like, why? But anyway, that's
if you directly contrast the slow mo used with the Flash with the X-Men, Evan Peters as the
that seems actually interesting and funny as well.
That's good because it's not slow.
Well, most of it was practical. The water wasn't. They strung up those pans, in that scene in Days of Future Past. They strung up on strings.
Yeah, and this one, the woman probably wasn't even there.
Let's quickly get through the cyborg part. Cyborg backstory, which wasn't in the Justice League original film, by the way, Brad, the whole cyborg stuff. Thank God for that, because cyborg had no substance in the original, in the Joss Whedon film, but in his film, he's got a backstory. He does a tiny bit more, but not a lot. And you know what?
This film is an improvement.
It is an improvement. Yeah, it is an improvement. But the backstory was good. Thank God for that. But it wasn't the best backstory. It's a bit boring.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's when Batman meets the Flash as well in this scene, right? He meets the Flash,
and he's about to kill him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it has one of my favourite lines of this film, which I think is hilarious, when he goes, "Oh, so what does the power to Batman or to Bruce Wayne?" And Bruce Wayne just goes, "I'm rich." That was I'm not gonna lie, I don't care.
Actually, I believe that was Whedon when I first watched it. I thought that was Whedon. Because Whedon's known for comedy, more or less. Like, he does good.
That isn't Joss Whedon's shot. It's an original trailer too. Yeah, I like that part. That's a skip past the part.
Quickly, Batman almost kills Flash. If he wasn't Flash, he would have killed him instantly.
He tests him that he's Flash by throwing a batarang at his face, and it's like, what if he's just his neighbor, his housemate or something? He just again gets hit by a batarang, like, shit, boys! Oh my god, Alfred!
We couldn't stop laughing. Like, we were saying, what if the Flash walks in 5 minutes later?
Yeah.
There's probably some more scenes. Is there a scene? I'm trying to look at it. Is this a part where we get the Martha Kent stuff? And No, that's the next part. I'm going ahead of myself here.
Oh, okay. Don't get ahead of yourself, Charlie. I know she's exciting, but
You have to leave 5 minutes from Martha
Yeah.
Kent. Just seen it.
yeah.
We get Alfred mansplaining
Oh, what was this part?
and then we get a quick underwater fight scene with Aquaman and Steppenwolf. And we take the underwater Atlantis motherbox.
And they suck Mira, the person that might have beaten Johnny Depp, whatever.
Amber Heard.
She sucks, and that's her name. She sucks the water out of Steppenwolf. That's pretty cool.
That was cool. I like that.
And that's the only thing in that scene that's cool.
That's the only time. That's the only time Atlantis powers are used well in like the whole film.
If Aquaman had that power, I'd be like,
that would have been so much cooler, wouldn't it? Dora Part 3. We've had the little Mean Girls bit in high school where she's getting bullied, getting called Dorka, and then she goes to a little dance. They've got a school dance, and everyone's around the side chatting, being cool, not wanting to do anything fun with their lives. And Dora comes up and she's like, "Nah, mate, let me show them the moves." So she comes out, all guns blazing. She's doing the little animal dances like the peacock, and the monkey. And you got the I don't know what you got she does a lot of animal dances and everyone makes fun of her and she's like, "Oh, that's kind of sad. I just wanted to dance." It's really, it's footloose, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. Why do people want to stop people from dancing? Yeah. I just want to dance too, all right. And then they go to the museum for a little school trip because it's like all these kids do is have fun. And they have to find something that's over 1,000 years old, and there's this creepy little museum attendant who's like, "Oh, well, we've got an Egyptian exhibit downstairs if you want to come downstairs." Oh. And so she unlocks this door, and Dora goes downstairs with the nerdy girl and Diego and the nerdy boy, and they all head downstairs. In the context
of this movie, 14.
Yeah. And so they go into this basement with the Egyptian exhibit, and then who comes out but Boba Fett? Mad lad.
Is it Boba or Bobba?
It's Boba, right?
It's gotta be Boba, right?
I think Boba. I've always said Boba, but I think they say Boba Fett. Right, carry on.
Oh, actually, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't actually know. But Boba Fett's there.
Yeah, it is Boba Fett. Boba Fett, yeah.
And they get trapped in a crate, and Boba Fett traps them in there and then drugs them, so they fall asleep. And then it turns out they've been shipped to this other country, some like jungle country. I'm guessing where Dora's from, or near enough there.
They didn't suffocate.
No, they didn't suffocate in the crate. That's that's good because that would have been a bit scary, a bit darker than we were hoping for. And it turns out that actually the parents were lying about Papa Peter, or whatever it's called, Papa Puta, the hidden city. And the parents have actually gone to find it, so now they need Dora to find her parents. But then the kids break out of this crate with the help of this friendly man who apparently knows Dora's parents, and they escape. But who else should be there helping Boba Fett but Swiper? Oh my gosh, Swiper no swiping, am I right? And so Swiper's running after him, and is it the map he goes after? I think it's Dora's map, isn't it? Like Swiper. Oh no, he goes, "No Swiper, don't swipe," or something like that. And I'm just like, no, it's wrong. It's Swiper, no swiping. Anyway, yeah.
Swiper, the CGI is better than Steppenwolf.
It was really nice, wasn't it? It was like CGI, but it seemed similar to Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, it was like Mr. Fox.
Yeah, it was quite well done.
Or Into the Spider-Verse, whatever the fuck it was called. It missed frames as he moved.
Yeah.
So frames of the film were cut, so it looked like he was animated. It was purposeful.
It was thoughtfully done.
Yeah.
It was really nicely done.
I'm pretty sure Wes Anderson came on the film just for that shot as well.
Yeah. It was like, wow, Dora film. I need to get in that. So then are we on and then that's the end.
The only memorable part of Part 4, in my opinion, was they go to the sewers to rescue Cyborg's dad and the other hostages for the bug people and Steppenwolf. Mm-hmm. So it's the Flash, Cyborg, Wonder Woman, and Batman go in the Bat Machine. I can't remember what it is, the jet.
The Batmobile, or the Batcopter, the Batplane.
Yeah, whatever it is, and they go down in there and they have some banter, and then they go and fight Steppenwolf. And what I can say from that whole fight scene is well done. it's very decently well done. It's the set's practical as well, so the fight scene looks great. We get the Flash and Cyborg tag teaming the hostages, getting them out of there.
Mhm.
Even though the Flash could have teleported him out of there basically really quickly, but he didn't do it or whatever. We get a few fights. He's a Batman. There's a shot of Batman fighting some of the bugs, and he gets his grappling hook out, and he gets knocked out of his hand. And then the camera follows the grappling hook onto the edge of the thing, and focuses on that. The Batman in the foreground, the background comes to the foreground. It's really well done. Really well good shot. See, actually.
I didn't notice any of this.
No, it's really well done. And then, meanwhile, Steppenwolf's fighting Wonder Woman and Aquaman, not Aquaman, sorry, just Wonder Woman.
Zack Snyder knows how to shoot action, though, doesn't he?
He's good at shooting action. Yeah.
I didn't really like the action scenes in this. I just thought they were a bit bland.
That's because you're a fan of Dora, anyway.
Yeah.
Let the men
the yo-yo scene. Yeah.
There's a Wonder Woman fight scene with Steppenwolf, and then the Flash comes in slow motion wise to save Wonder Woman by giving her the sword quickly. And then there's a scene in the original film where that scene there where the Flash gets hit and then trips over, doesn't he? He trips over in this film as well as the original film. But in the original film, he trips over and lands on Wonder Woman's chest. That's he does, yeah.
Yes.
Because Gal Gadot said she hated that scene, so she got a stunt double in that scene, which makes sense because sex,
it's a bit weird,
sexual shit, yeah. So it makes sense to take it out. But in this scene, he just falls over. And
do you reckon Ezra Miller asked for that shot?
Ezra Miller was definitely gutted and had to reshoot that scene because he's a creep. But that's basically what happens.
And this is where I need to cut to our sponsorship break, which is The Flash coming in 2022.
That whole scene, the Flash doing slow motion, saving Wonder Woman. Really well done. Good. Like the Flash slow motion makes sense. It's good stuff. Then Steppenwolf teleports away, and then the dam, Gotham's dam, breaks in for the sewers, and it starts overflowing with water. And that's when Aquaman comes in and stops the water, and everyone gets in the car.
He has been chilling in Gotham Harbour for like 40 hours.
With all the dead bodies. And then I've got a note here which says Steppenwolf cute ? I think.
Right. You're gonna have to give me and Bradley like 2 minutes to explain this. Me and Bradley. Brad said this. Brad, you're watching it. Brad went to me. He went, "Don't you think like Steppenwolf's cute?" I then watched it for like another 30 minutes. Steppenwolf's cute as shit. He looks like something out of Mario or something.
If you look at him, his face is like a teddy bear in a giant evil suit. So if you look at his face, his little eyes, they're like little. He looks like he's about to cry in every shot. Like when you look close, it's just like you just want to get him out of the suit and be like, "Oh, it's all right. We'll let you kill everyone."
Just some future reference. I don't see this whole cute Steppenwolf situation. Pretty much happens. Aquaman saves the day. You'll fuck off in their Batjet thing, fly away. And then there's a scene of Steppenwolf putting in the second box in the reactor, and then the big dome forming. Then Darkseid pops up and he takes his arm off and goes, "Hello, Master Darkseid. I'm a big sin for you." And then I'm pretty sure the scene ends with them discussing getting Superman back. And then
the Justice League are like, "Well, we've failed to beat Steppenwolf like 5 times now. Maybe we should get someone who's actually good at fighting bad guys."
Cyborg turns up with the box, right? And goes, "Guess what? I've got a box. Let's take it to the."
I buried it earlier. We never mentioned that.
Oh, it's well weird. He has it in his cupboard, and then he's like, "Well, maybe it's not safe in this cupboard, mad one." So he goes buries it in his own grave. Like,
and then he unburies it.
Yeah, and then he unburies it. It's like, why?
Yeah, I mean, just remember this movie is 4 hours.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Because first, we're trying to skim past it as fast as we can, try to get the point. But yeah, so just to go together around a table in the back cave, whatever, discussing going to Star Labs. That's where the shit isn't Star Labs. Where everyone,
where Cyborg's dad works.
Yeah, and he goes, "We need to bring Superman back by going to Star Labs." and that's the end of that part. I'm pretty sure, 100%.
Part 26.
Yeah.
So Dora, part 26. The family symbol. So they are in the jungle now with the weird, creepy 45-year-old man that saved them. They find a family symbol. Well, they escape them first, don't they? They escape in a car chase through a cornfield.
Yeah.
We don't know how they didn't catch them because of the tracks.
You
Anyway,
just follow the cars, but
so they get to the jungle. There's a family symbol. We realise the family symbol is just a circle. We were thinking, surely that's a million different things, but okay.
No.
The guy. Oh yeah, in the back of his Jeep when they're about to go into the jungle, the guy, the 45-year-old man, has a load of children's sweets and various other things.
He does little one
as he hangs
to play
out
with and some colouring books.
15-year-olds, which makes us think maybe he should be on a sex offenders register. Anyway, we go into the jungle. It's creepy as shit. It's also a practical set for the most.
Brilliant. It looks good. It looks good, by the way. The jungle looks good.
The bitchy girl, don't know her name. Does anyone know her good name?
Nerdy girl. No.
She needs a shit. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the next plot point. She needs a poo.
Yeah.
A massive poo.
She's nervous about it.
I can't believe this was in a children's film. In a children's movie, there is a scene for about the next 10 minutes of a woman trying to shit.
Yeah. And Dora helps.
So the Dora sings her the poo song. I believe I wrote down some lyrics. I was very drunk and it's very slurred. But I wrote down, dig the poo, holy, holy, dig, dig, dig the poo.
I forgot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did
all right.
Did the guy who wrote the music for Spider-Man write that?
That is legitimately Danny Elfman's score.
Actually, no, I heard it was Lin-Manuel Miranda. He came straight from doing Hamilton and did film.
Wrote the poo song.
Yeah, he wrote the poo song.
I only got one shot. And then he went to, I'm only got one poo too.
Mate, on a side note, Hamilton's one of the best things ever made. Carry on.
The girl doesn't wipe, and then they are attacked by arrows.
Oh yeah. There's these tribal people who attack them with arrows, and they run screaming past the girl. I mean, shit. And then she just has to jump up and run with them, and it's like she must be chafing. Like she's not wiped anything. That gets sore after a bit.
So that is the end of part 4.
Yeah, painful end.
Cool. I think it's part 5 now. I don't remember the name.
We hope so.
I think.
Jesus.
Right, let me check. Yeah, it is part 5, I'm pretty sure. I mean, these notes I took down when I was drinking too, so I can't presume, but I think these are right. But it starts off with, I'm assuming, I think it's the group all banded together to come up with a new plan to defeat Steppenwolf. He's got 2 boxes now. They've got the 3rd one. And they've realised they're too weak to fight the enemy.
They basically suck. They're all a bunch of Hawkeyes.
Yeah, a bunch of Hawkeyes. So they decided, you know what? Let's bring back Superman, because if you bring back as a Doomsday from the previous film, and Batman v Superman, if you could bring back him, you could bring back Superman, the boxes. Yeah. So they're planning to do that, to go back to Star Labs and bring back Superman with the box. And for the size in here, there's a scene with Martha Kent, who was actually the Martian Manhunter in disguise.
Yeah. So
quick note.
I don't want to say it.
I'll tell you guys. There's a scene with Martha Kent and Lois Lane chatting, and Martha Kent's like, you should go to Superman's Memorial, and you should go have a look, get out of the house a bit more. Brad thinks Martha Kent is fit in that scene. He kept saying how attractive she is. It turns out to be an alien. An alien man by the sound of it, but we'll leave that out there.
I mean, she doesn't look like an alien man when she's her, so you can't blame me for that. It's
no, honestly, Diane Lane, I believe her name is.
Yeah.
Is a motherfucker for like 68 or whatever the hell she is.
she's doing really well, I think. I'll just say that she's doing really well.
It's Brad. The heart wants what heart wants.
Yeah, so that was an enjoyable scene. One scene that I really loved in this film. Actually, no, there was 3 scenes with her.
Did they all so 3 scenes? Martha Kent, then?
Yeah. So that was really good.
Yeah,
that was it.
Just they scrap they scrapped the there's a scene at some point. I can't remember. It's not in this film, but in the scene where Aquaman's on the fucking on the lasso and he's chatting shit about being scared. But that's not in this part.
That's in the Whedon. That's in the Whedon.
Yeah. But they gear up to go to the lab. They arrive at the lab to do the thing.
And, Superman.
Yeah. Everyone evacuates the labs. Cyborg Zack goes, "Good luck, team." Mm-hmm. And then Cyborg has like a flash forward or like a vision of what happens when they do this like resurrection. And it's like a scene of Wonder Woman being dead, Aquaman being dead, Superman being evil after killing Lois Lane and stuff like that. And it's like and Cyborg's like, "Don't do it." But the Flash hears, "Oh, do it." And the Flash continues on.
Hey!
But the Flash is dead, apparently.
Yeah.
So the Flash carries on and does resurrection. Superman's alive again. He flies out towards his monument, his like big statue of what's been destroyed at this time. And Justice League turn up to say, "Hi Superman, how you doing?" Batman doesn't arrive till 10 hours later because he's like running around doing what he wants to do. And then there's a fight scene between the Justice League and Superman, which includes a few cool scenes until the Flash goes slow motion. Is when it all goes down. The Flash goes slow motion, and Superman, he responds to Flash slow motion in slow motion too. He like looks at him, and like starts going towards him.
Yeah.
And the CGI for that scene is dreadful. Don't kind of mate. Hands up, come on.
The hands up for the audio listeners. So Superman resurrects. Why is he just wearing his pants? He's wearing a full suit when he goes into the water. He's wearing a full suit, boys. Why is he just wearing his pants? Another side note, the photo falls into the water. Great idea, which is not in the Whedon cut. The photo of him and whatever they're called, the father, Kent.
Superman's dad.
Yes, it falls into the water. Great idea, because when the Flash runs really fast and reverses the time to set up the end of the film, the photo lifts slightly, which shows that you can reverse time. Anyway, carry on.
It's a very good shot. It's very well done.
That's the end of my little side note.
No, it's really, you know what? That entire scene is really well done. It's very, 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 very emotional, and it's pretty good. It's just the monument fight, which is a mess, in my opinion.
Well,
I think Brad agrees. I think we all agree. It's where the Flash is slow motion and the Superman attacks him.
Yeah.
And does weird karate moves and like weird CGI slow motion. It looks like
it's fully intact skull pants.
Yeah. So if you've ever used Photoshop, even in Word, when you grab a photo, right, and you drag it around, and it just moves. That's what when Superman does his little kick in the air towards the Flash. It looks like you grabbed a photo from Word or Photoshop and just drags it around in a mouse.
That is exactly what they did, and that was Zack Snyder's vision.
And I think that scene would have been really cool if the CGI was better. Again, it's doing Metropolitan, is that what the city's called? I can't remember, Metropolitan, yeah. The city in the background. Is that in it? It's what it's called.
Something like that. I can't remember now. Metropolis, that's it, yeah.
That's the one. I'm not
I don't know that from the DCEU. I know that from the 1970s Superman movie, because I love that.
I knew it was something like that. Even the city in the background looks disgusting and blurry, but like that's what happens, and it's like a big fight scene. And then Batman comes up 20 minutes.
Yeah. I was laughing so much.
He's been running.
Apparently the Flash be knackered.
Yeah.
I was like, they brought Superman back, and he was at this statue, and then they have this lineup, like, one of the classic superhero lineup shots where everyone stood next to each other, and I was just like, where's Batman at? and then it just clicked, like, everyone can fly or super speed, except Batman was like, can you imagine him just running across the city, like, sweating cubs, like, shit, man, I gotta get there. Superman.
This is where this film fails, though, for me. Like, they've got that superhero lineup, but they're stood on, like, some fucking stairs.
Yeah.
In, like, it's like us standing on the stairs in Manchester. You know those. It is.
Yeah,
It is.
trying to
It
act
is
cool.
genuinely, and we're going to
Yeah.
reenact this shot now because we have to. Lockdown's over.
Connor, what you do is, mate, just try cutting that photo mid when you said that. Just chuck it in quick in 3 seconds. That's what you got to do. It's it's just that you have this ensemble of ocean man who can control fish and water. You've got Amazonian goddess, which has like
stupid
strength, and got super speed dude. You've got robot dude, and we don't team up. We don't do anything collaborative.
It's like their costumes as well. Their costumes look stupid. They do. And the only costume, and you're going to get those comments if anyone actually watches this, of people saying, oh, in Marvel, they also look stupid. Yes. No. Honest to God. In the Avengers, right, Captain America looks stupid. If you watch that again,
but he's fucking cool.
But by the Avengers Age of Ultron, they change his costume. Yeah. So they do. Cool. They change his costume to make it look more in line with what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
This is the Justice League, right? We've had the fucking Batman v Superman where everyone was more or less in it.
This is where you upgrade everyone.
They've had time to make this okay. They still look.
It's also It's meant to be a dark, gritty film. Yet you have the Flash expand. It's not. It doesn't correlate. He thinks he's being attacked by some people. To defend himself.
He's got amnesia or something.
Yeah, so Lois Lane, which makes sense because you've been dead for a while, it kind of makes sense. Lois Lane turns up, and he's great. Your brain's been dead for so long.
Why is his face not rotting? Anyway, it's fine.
But like, he sees Lois Lane, and I'm assuming his brain has some sort of stimulus of memories of Lois Lane, and he flies off of her back to his house. There's a few house stuff going on in this point somewhere. I'm pretty sure there's some house scenes going on.
Yeah, more Martha Kent. Just Superman remembering himself and me remembering Martha Kent.
I'm not sure which part.
Brad's getting out his Vaseline. Slowly.
That's basically the end of that scene. And spoiler alert, he sacrifices his own life to destroy the box. He dies. Cyborg turns up, and then the box is still there. Steppenwolf takes it, and the Justice League. Guess what? They turn up again.
Too late.
And guess what? They stand there for a good 50 seconds before Steppenwolf fucks off. Mate, fight the fucking bastard. Don't just stand there.
They literally stand there. They could. Wonder Woman, we've seen in the bank scene, moves at the speed of light. Like she's so bloody fast. Maybe not the speed of light. Because
Flash does that though. We do have a speed of light person.
Speed of light. I don't care. She moves really fast. She could just jump there, slice his fucking ankles. Right? Anyone seen Hostel? Just slice his ankles. And leave him there. He won't be able to go away then.
They do stand there for a few seconds before Steppenwolf fucks off. And it's really annoying because the Flash could have just whipped over there and punched him in the face or something. But of course, it's a film. We got to extend our disbelief of reality at a point where yes, they can't just kill him now because that's the film over with. I understand that, but come on, at least make him look like they were trying to stop him. They weren't. They were just standing there. Like maybe the Flash moved forward quickly and he teleported off. Maybe better. Whatever. That whole scene ends of Silas dying. The group are like, holy shit, Cyborg's dad's dead, and everyone's angry, upset, and they realise that Cyborg's dad's whole plan was to heat up the box. So Batman's million satellites.
I forgot about this. Holy shit! Yeah, that's actually there.
Is it though, Connor? Because by the way, have you seen?
I feel like most of your questions on this podcast is it Connor? Is it really?
Can I say something? Why would you need a satellite to track a heat object when Steppenwolf's base is a big orange dome in the building?
You need to open your heart. You need to open your heart to Justice League.
I'm sorry. If your villain base is a big orange doomy dome, it's not hard to fucking spot.
That's what I say. Someone must have walked across it in the last week.
Not even that. Someone must have walked past and gone, why is there loads of flying bat creatures there? I'm going to put this on Instagram. There we go.
Okay, before we end this part of Batman, Super, what do you call it? Justice League, whatever this film is called.
Man of Steel.
We missed out an important part. I don't know what part this is in. I think it's part 4. It must be it's part 4. Before we go to the sewers, we get J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon contacting Batman, and that's a cool scene. That whole scene of him at the police station in Gotham, DC, or Gotham PD, whatever.
Yeah.
And contacting Batman, cool scene.
Hmm.
J.K. Simmons, second best actor in the film.
J.K. Simmons, great. Looks like Commissioner Gordon from the bloody games. If anyone's played the Arkham games, fuck me. Holy shit, a break. He looks like the bloody guy. Bradley, you played these games.
Yeah,
no?
but years ago. Yeah, but I don't remember what he looks like. I
was going to say, get the fucking remaster
I remember
collection
Joker, and that's about
man.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to mention that scene quickly because that whole Batman being called scene, the police station, J.K. Simmons, really well shot, really well done, acted, and J.K. Simmons deserves a shout out because he's a great actor. Big up J.K. Simmons. Carry on.
Hashtag J.K. Simmons cut.
You guys have any? Sorry, I've been right now. Have you guys got any comments about the whole part?
I don't actually on this part.
No.
Personally. No? Okay. Dora and the Lost City of Dora.
Woo!
So,
yay! Finally, I love Dora.
Right. So, Dora. Did I get to Dora singing the Pooh song?
Yeah, we're past that. They ran off into the woods.
All right. So she's not dug a hole for the Pooh.
No, I think it's the. I think it might be the split up part now when you split up and go different ways.
So they've already run away. They've escaped whatever the fuck was going on. Can't remember. And then they get into quicksand, and they go into quicksand. They slowly sink into quicksand, and scorpions go onto the old man's head, whatever he was called. And they start to fight for some reason. Don't know why. No, they're mating.
Right, they are mating. Yeah.
I stopped mating. Look at the shot, video listeners. And then he drowns and dies.
Yeah.
But
not for long.
No. What happens is there's a complicated hole underneath.
Yeah.
They pull him out.
I mean, how does the quicksand work if it just drop out?
Quick thing here. And Mythbusters did prove that quicksand doesn't work. It's just a movie trope that's putting out there, but it's carry on.
Yeah. You don't actually sink in quicksand.
You don't.
Semi.
And again, if that isn't true, please direct your comments below to Charlie Barnes.
You know what, Connor, mate? I'm at the point this whole podcast now. I've had a few drinks that if you do link my Instagram or my Twitter, that I will argue with people.
You know what's going to happen? I'm not going to just link that. I'm going to link your postcode and social security number.
Yeah, okay.
Is this the bit when they get to all the flowers, the big flowers?
Yes,
the next bit. There's loads
no,
of
no, it isn't. No, they go to the old woman first.
Oh, there's just an old woman who's like,
it's
don't go, it's dangerous.
Lady. Yeah, so they go to Big Boob Lady, and then she directs them to the field of flowers.
Yeah.
So they go through the field of flowers, and all of a sudden we were watching this, and we were watching it, we were like, this film's okay. And then all of a sudden,
I wasn't.
They go into a field of flowers, and they start to hallucinate that they're cartoons. They literally have the high scene that is in every bloody high school film, such as Superbad, and right now all I can think of is Superbad, but Superbad.
I just thought it was brilliant because it's in exactly the same animation style as the original show. So I just thought it was just I just loved it because of there's the guy strips down naked and runs off, but in Dora animated which is so weird and so funny. And then Dora's running off, and you see all the animals from the original show, and I was just like, oh my god, it's the bull, oh my god, the iguana, oh my god, my brain's just exploding. And then she jumps off a cliff again.
Right, we've now just established how much of a fan Bradley is of the original show.
Oh yeah, man, I loved it. Yeah,
every single character. Charlie, you watched this when you were young?
What?
Did you watch Dora
the Explorer
when you were young?
Yeah, I was just thinking how it's funny I'm just thinking, what on about Dora the Explorer? I just think of how fucking funny it is when comparing Justice League to Dora the Explorer.
No, wait. I was trying to connect something there, right? So Bradley, was the Explorer when he was young, okay? You didn't, I don't think, Charlie. Stay with me here, you bastard.
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
You haven't watched it, right? But we both watched
I've seen
the
a few.
Clone Wars.
Oh shit! Yeah. So what I researched at the time is that there's certain animals in the film, in like background animal noises and stuff like that, which are voice acted by, we got Boba Fett in the film, the guy who acts Boba Fett, and from Star Wars and The Mandalorian. We've also got the voice actor from the Star Wars Clone Wars TV show who voice acts the clones doing the animal noises.
Oh my God.
Right.
And for me and Charlie, that is our childhood.
Yeah.
So that's how I was trying to relate it.
I'm just baffled that we're still going to talk about Dora the Explorer, but yeah,
I'm getting drunk enough that the feet are going up.
yeah. I'm just mad that we have one of my favourite TV shows linking a Dora the Explorer. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just great for everyone with a childhood, is what we're trying to say. Dora is just the best film.
Best film ever made.
Ever made. Yeah.
How's the guy who voices the clones? Clone Wars. What more do you want in the film?
What more do you want?
Right, so they turn into cartoons. The guy gets naked, and that is the end of that part.
Part 6.
We've got part 6.
We're almost here.
I think it was entitled. Yeah, it was entitled something darker, if I'm correct. And this is the big, final showdown. It is the the ultimate showdown. It's the Justice League turning up to the reactor core with a plan. The plan was to Cyborg squish the boxes together to destroy him, at the same time destroying himself. That was the plan. That was the
How
theory.
good was that hero shot? How good was it?
We'll get to that kind of mate. It was shit. So they arrive and I think Batman gets shot down mid in Johnny attack and starts distracting the enemy in his Batmobile. The bugs start chasing Batman. You know what? That whole scene of Batman being chased, a good few scenes, like some good slow motion drifts, some good slow motion bullet scenes, and some like Wonder Woman working well with Aquaman and fighting the bugs. That's not bad. I feel that the only reason why this whole final fight scene has been let down, again, with most of the film, is the atmosphere, the background, the setting is really bad CGI. Again, nothing about this whole battle is practical. I don't think. Like any outside shot, which is not inside the reactor with Steppenwolf and Cyborg and Flash, it's all CGI. And me and Connor discussed this. It looks like a video game cutscene mostly.
A really good one.
Yeah, a really good video game.
But it isn't a video game.
Yeah, it's not a film cutscene. It's a film, isn't it? So we got.
This was in Destiny.
Yeah, so we got a big CGI mess of all these heroes doing all this fight scene stuff. Some good fight scenes, I'm not gonna lie. And it gets to the point where Wonder Woman and the Aquaman are fighting Steppenwolf, and they're fighting him, doing the cool whip stuff, and
Cyborg also flies through a place and blows up buildings for no reason. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was.
There's lots of unnecessary destruction, which was the whole point of Batman v Superman. That was bad.
Put it better. There you go. Anyway, Charlie, go on.
Yeah, and I've got a note here what says heroes don't really use their abilities that much. Like Cyborg has his guns and stuff, rarely uses them. Using it once in that scene. Wonder Woman doesn't really use much of her powers. Aquaman never uses powers in this film at all.
He surfs on a bat. That's kind of watery.
Yeah, and and Wonder Woman get crushed. And basically, what happens is, trying to think, Aquaman gets the boxes and is about to crush them together, but it's too late. Basically,
Cyborg.
That's it. Yeah, sorry, Cyborg. Cyborg. Anyway, yeah, so the portal opens up, you get Darkseid and his two goonies.
Oh, he's going in. It's too late.
Yeah, it's too late.
And it cuts to the Flash and he's fucked up somehow, I can't remember.
He's been shot.
somehow the guy who runs
Superman's has been shot, yeah.
What is with superheroes who are fast getting shot? Fucking the Flash and Quicksilver from Avengers.
It's because he's not Superman. You know, if he was Superman, then he'd be great and he could fight everyone. But anyone other than Superman,
it's like in the
we've actually skipped Superman entirely.
Yeah. Well, he comes in now, doesn't he?
Yeah, he came in before. Superman came in. He's about to kill Cyborg as he's uniting the boxes, and he goes, "Not impressed," and it hits him. And I was like, "Cool as fuck." I like Superman. You know what? Henry Cavill as Superman.
I just need another Superman film. I don't need Justice League.
Yeah. So hits him, and tears off his fucking horn, cuts his horn off. Like Superman's like a fucking psycho in this.
Yeah. Superman fucks up Steppenwolf really badly, but it's too late still. The Flash has been shot somehow, even though he's super duper fast. By the way,
gets over it.
Batman is useless in this film. Once you unite them together, his only use is, guess what? He's fucking.
Yeah, but we always knew that Batman can't. It's like Hawkeye, except in the Avengers they make Hawkeye useful. In Endgame, he's got the gauntlet.
He's interesting.
Yeah, but he's got the gauntlet, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Endgame, he's running with the gauntlet, and we're like, oh fuck. Like, if you gave Batman like a fucking mother box, maybe we'd care.
Yeah.
We don't.
But anyway, so the portal opens and it's too late. The mother boxes blow up and all the characters die. But, by the way, spoilers, by the way. The Flash.
I think we're a bit far in now.
Yeah, and then the Flash, early on in the film, referenced how he could turn back time, but he's never done it before. But he does it. He turned back time in the scene. And there's like it was a new scene in this film of Cyborg chatting to his family and his dead's alter ego during this scene, but it turns out just to be the mother box's witches or the people who are the witches in the mother box. It turns out to be dead, trying to trick him, but he fights back and time travel work basically, and then Superman and Cyborg team up together, destroy the boxes, and then Steppenwolf gets chucked back, stabbed by Aquaman, and cut his head off by Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, and then that falls through the portal.
Just saying, Brad is right here. Every single character in this film is useless when Superman's there.
Yeah.
You could just have the Justice League and it's just Henry Cavill.
It should just be Superman.
And that's
actually Wonder Woman. You can have Wonder Woman. She's pretty good.
And then the portal closes and Darkseid and his Goonies go, oh, what we're going to do next? Oh, we're going to attack Earth the old-fashioned way, which probably means the stage. And they walk off, and that's the end of it. And then we get a really cringy, Avengers hero shot of them on the which is really badly done.
This is what I want to talk about. That's why I mentioned it before. The hero shot, right? Think about the hero shot from the Avengers 1. It circles around them, right? Doesn't it? It goes around them.
Yeah.
Lands, Captain America catches the shield. Black Widow reloads her weapons. Hawkeye draws an arrow. Iron Man beams his beam thingy up.
Even in Avengers 2, which is like the worst one, we still get that cool hero shot right at the start when they're all jumping at the same time, and that's slow motion.
Age of Ultron's hero shot, which people take the piss out of, mainly because that looks like everyone's photoshopped together because everyone's face is like CGI'd on.
All right.
And then in this, everyone's looks like, Charlie mentioned this, looks like they're not there. And I think they are there, but I think because the CGI is so awful, it looks like they're not. But as I was saying with the Avengers 1, which is probably the best example of one of these fucking movies where they all come together, they make it more interesting by circling. The camera does something. It's not just a flat fucking shot. Whereas in Age of Ultron, which everyone doesn't like as much as the other Avengers, let's be honest, and Justice League, a lesser movie also. I'll probably get killed for this, but it's true.
It's true.
They're both like, it's just flat. It's very flat.
So shot you're referencing in Avengers, the camera, it's called the arcing shot. It's when the camera arcs around the entirety of the cast. Whereas in Justice League,
No, that's too much. That was too much wanky film talk. It didn't. It was just,
Nah,
You're right.
in Justice League,
he's
it's
going into cardiac arrest.
it's just a normal slow motiony like pan from each character, but the background looks so shit. Like, it looks like each character's being filmed in a separate studio, just fucking like pasted in. And I don't think it was that. I just think because the CGI somebody looks grim, and it's.
I don't think it was. You know, I googled this and it looks like they were all there. I think the case is they were just on a green screen. I think that's the why it was bad.
Yeah. I want to quickly. I don't want to talk too much about this ending. We talked about it quite a bit. I just want to have a quick consensus in the entirety of the film quickly right now. This whole fight scene. Most of the film looks decent until it gets to any CGI scene. It looks dreadful. That's what I'm saying. It's a CGI fucking shit show.
Yeah.
The lighting makes no sense. Half the shots. The backgrounds look blurry all the time for no reason. Like there's no reason to blurry unless you're in focus or out of focus. It's just grim.
Agreed.
The worst case is in the next part. So we get a little summary in all the characters. We get a little bit of Superman's tearing his shirt open, Batman's doing something, Aquaman's probably doing something too, and Cyborg is sat at home with a tape recorder or some shit. I think that happens. Anyway, all that happens, and then the next part starts. We might as well go straight into it.
Yeah, just finish it off. Yeah.
So we go into the epilogue, and I believe it begins. Or is that the summary? Is the epilogue the summaries too? Have I just done that?
Oh no! So what happened is we get the last shot of part 6 is Superman opening in his costume.
Okay, and then it goes into the epilogue.
It's epilogue. Jesse Eisenberg scene first.
Okay, so you start with the Jesse Eisenberg scene, which is teasing like some sort of like I don't
Films
know,
that aren't coming out.
something that's never gonna happen in a million years.
I'm assuming it's a Batman film.
Yeah, it's the film that we wanted to see that they wouldn't give us. We wanted to see Ben Affleck versus Deathstroke. We did. It would have been cool. I mean, maybe not the guy who they cast as Deathstroke, who I've been watching How I Met Your Mother, which is a sitcom, and he's in that. And it's very strange because he's Deathstroke for some reason. He's also Flash in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. You know, the guy who bullies Peter Parker.
All right.
Him.
Oh, is that him?
That's him. He plays Deathstroke. You're watching it like that's the guy who bullied Spider-Man 20 years ago. Why is he fucking Deathstroke?
Yeah.
Anyway, actually, you know what? An actor can break out of that, but still. So you've got that, and it's odd, and he looks weird because his hair looks like he's got a wig on. It doesn't look right. Everything looks weird. Jesse Eisenberg's not Lex Luthor, in my opinion.
No, he's absolutely shy.
He isn't.
Gene
Hackman. Yeah. Gene Hackman is always Lex Luthor for me. The guy who did it in the 1970 whatever. He is fucking Lex Luthor. He could still be Lex. He's still alive. He could fucking still be Lex Luthor and still be good.
Kevin Spacey. Wasn't he Lex Luthor in one of them? Was he not?
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, I could have sworn he was.
No, he was, but I'm not.
Yeah, wait. Don't do me like that.
I mean, we've talked about Ezra Miller. We've talked about
Anything else, Bradley?
Yeah.
You like Kevin Spacey, do you? So we've got that, and then we go to a nightmare, don't we? Thanks, but
Future Vision.
We go to nightmare, and we cut to the nightmare, and the people that Thingy's dead, fucking Aquaman's dead, fucking Wonder Woman's dead, I think.
Unknown, yeah.
Yeah. No, they mention it. Aquaman's definitely dead.
Aquaman's definitely dead, yeah.
And
Wonder
Woman's not there, so I'm guessing it's fucked too.
We got Amber Heard, Aquawoman person. We got what was it, Deathstroke. We got Batman, and then off in the corner. Oh no, we got Cyborg as well, don't we? I think
Cyborg.
Yeah.
And then we got
Oh yeah, there's old Flash as well. It looks a bit weird.
CGI
place, yeah.
CGI face the Flash was grim.
And then we got
didn't have Ezra Miller for that, 110%.
No. And then we got Joker in the corner. Go on, Connor.
Can I just say, fuck me, why?
Yeah, it's so pointless.
Right, within this monologue, right, think about the great Joker monologues. So we've got like Heath Ledger doing the, why so serious. We've got Heath Ledger doing the we've got two locations, that scene between him and Batman where it's like you can save this, you can't save both of them.
Oh,
You've
the pencil scene. I love that.
The pencil scene. You've got fuck me, right? And then you've got Jack Nicholson. You've got like you're my number one guy, and he like shoot. You know what I mean? You've got like
just anything with Jack Nicholson is creepy.
That came with Jack Nicholson squirting the flower with acid.
Oh right,
right. All that shit's cool as fuck. Jared Leto, I want to give you a reach around, Batman. Another great Jared Leto.
Scary.
Someone was dying and bleeding, and you know what? This summarizes my thoughts on this movie as a whole. So, my thoughts on this movie as a whole is basically Jared Leto and Batman both go within the scene. Remember when Robin was dying and bleeding, right? And then you go to Batman, he's like, I was killing Harley and she was dying and bleeding and bleeding and dying. And I was like, this is so fucking grim. Superhero film, and they're going on about fucking blood, death, destruction. Right? And you watch Batman v Superman, okay? And remember that line. Do you remember this? And this is me from 5 years ago, right? In that film, Batman goes, do you bleed, Superman? You will. And what the fuck is Zack
It's a vision, Connor. It's a vision.
Death, blood, destruction, and death and blood with Zack, because it's getting ridiculous. It's watching, and I swear to God, doesn't Batman say like, "I'll fucking kill you" or something, and he swears, and we're like, "What the? It's Batman." That's my summary on this film. It's too. You can have Batman dark. Look at the Nolan trilogy. It's brilliant. It's good. It's dark. It's good. Even The Dark Knight Rises, which people complain about, is fucking better than
half clever film.
Movies recently. Even though, yes, there's a scene where they go into a bank and then they come out. They go into the bank in the morning, they come out and it's nighttime. Yes, that happens, but it's still better than this shit. And like, you can do it dark. This is ridiculous.
No, you do it.
This is like a fucking Melancholia. Who's the guy who directs that movie? It's grim. It's like a nymphomaniac. It's like a fucking grim, grim film. It's
still a superhero film. Like, just chill a bit on the.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say. Just have a bit of hope. Jesus Christ.
It seems like the story as well. It seems still quite similar to. In my eyes, it seems similar to Marvel. Like the story itself isn't meant to be grim. It's just him trying to make everything seem more grim than it is.
Yeah, but dying and bleeding.
Yeah.
The epilogue. So we have a bunch of characters which got together, which we have no idea how they got together. It's weird. Like, what's going on here? How they got here. The whole joke about Batman saying, "I agree with you." It's not well written at all. Like. I bet it was intended to be this massive character moment for the audience. Oh shit, a Batman Joker scene. Let's fucking get in there. And they reference stuff, what's happened, but we haven't seen yet. Aquaman dying, Robin dying, a Joker Batman rivalry. We haven't seen any of this yet. So it's referencing maybe a Batman film we haven't seen yet. An Aquaman film we haven't seen
that
yet.
We'll never see.
It's just a huge cog tease, isn't it? It's just him being like, well,
we will never see any of this.
Yeah,
we will never see any of it.
Yeah, there could be good things. If I was good at doing it.
No, there can't be good things. It will be equally as grim, equally as depressing. And people who are holding out hope for this, right? This is coming from me, the guy who is the most positive probably on this movie out of us three. What they are trying to fucking do for this fucking movie is dark, depressing shit. And they're setting up dark, depressing shit that we'll never see. And if we watched it, it'll probably be dark, depressing shit. And then we'll get to the end and we'll watch 27 movies and it'll be dark, depressing shit. Anyway,
it's never going to be as good as
thoughts. I'm going to do Dora in a minute.
Yeah,
just realised we have to do Dora.
Let me do my quick summary. Yes, the whole thing is they're setting up a universe again. Batman film, Aquaman film, more Justice League films, which if they get confirmed anytime in the near future, this scene will be pretty good. But right now, as it is, these films aren't confirmed. The Snyder DCU, it doesn't exist.
What's
And
the
it
pull
makes it
focus
seem
as well?
shit.
The pull focus on Joker.
Yeah.
It's blurry. It's off.
Yeah.
It's off focus.
Oh my god, yeah.
In focus.
There was that one shot where the screen was just blur, like there was nothing in focus.
It looked like you forgot your glasses.
Yeah.
Quickly, Brad, you want to say your thing quickly, and I've got something else to add at the end of your bit, by the way. So say your opinion. See.
All right, yeah. I mean, I essentially just said it at the start. It's a bit of a drag. It's 4 hours. Not a fan. I don't mind the fact that they're kind of teasing it if it wasn't just shite. Like the film's shite, and then it's like them going, oh well, if we did make more films, you could find out what's going on in all this stuff. But then they would just be shite, and it's just trying to make people think that it's better than it actually is by going, we can do this if you believe in us, as if they haven't already put out 6,
No, as if they
best
haven't,
semi-decent films.
As if they haven't already not believed in them. They've not believed in
exactly,
them.
yeah.
They've spent 70 million to course correct.
Yeah.
They fucked up already. So they don't believe in them. I'm getting angry now. They don't believe in them. And it's ridiculous. Like, anyway, carry on.
No, that was essentially it. It's just like, I don't know. It seems a bit dodgy in a way. It seems very, it's just a bit dodgy.
Do you not think everyone would have been happier if they just let Zack Snyder do what he was supposed to do?
Probably, yeah.
I want to have a quick summary quickly. By the way, the film ends on Batman meeting Martian Manhunter, which again is another hint to future films, which makes no sense. But also that's like it's good about Batman. My quick summary is this film is a massive improvement from Joss Whedon's film. Don't get me wrong, it's really well done compared to Joss Whedon's film. However, there's a lot of scenes where it's too slow. The characters don't really I mean, the characters do gel better than the original, but don't gel still well. If they don't gel, it's what I mean. You can only polish a turd so much.
No chemistry.
Yeah, if you polish a turd, it's still a turd. But like, if the CG, you know what? I say this right now. I hate admitting this, but if the CGI was better in this film, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. That's it. I think the CGI lets down completely.
Do you not think though that the CGI shit just because he had to like finish it on 70 million?
Maybe that, but at the same time, it's like, how are you meant to enjoy a film if the majority of the most interesting parts of the film look fucking disgusting?
I think it looks shitter because he only had 70 million to finish it. And I know that's saying only had 70 million, but if he had 300 million and originally to finish it, rather than Joss Whedon using probably 100 million of that, then he wouldn't have to redo the CGI, which he had to do because he didn't agree with the designs of the CGI. He would have just had it originally, and it probably would have looked a fucking darn sight better.
Yeah, I mean, Darkseid isn't really in the original film that much either. So it's kind of like you guess a bunch of money's going to that too.
And he looks shit.
Yeah,
he does. He looks like a crappy CGI rendering.
But then obviously that's bad, so he almost falls in a hole, but they rescue him. And then Dora puts water in it, as it like what a random thing. Like I wouldn't want to put water in its hands. Yeah, and Dora, that's right apparently. So they get to see this giant golden monkey thing that they've been looking for. But then how everything goes to shit. But, yeah, how does everything go to shit? I can't even remember now. It's like they've angered the gods or something.
No,
the
old woman turns up and Dora. Yeah. The old woman turns out to be a young fit lady that looks like Pocahontas.
Yeah.
And then she does the water. Then they open the thing. We never see the temple, but it's apparently beautiful.
Yeah.
Then the door's shut because because Swiper comes in and takes the stuff.
That's it. Yeah. Swiper swipes. Oh, what a classic guy.
Swiper's not been in the movie for more than like 5 minutes somehow.
So he angers the gods, and they all have to run out. But then Dora returns the statue, and everything goes back to normal, and the temple shuts, and then they leave. And everyone's happy. Yay!
The temple is blowing up, just like, and as they're running, it looks like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, where they're escaping. The temple is being destroyed. And yes, I know it's just a temple being destroyed, but on top of the rest of the Indiana Jones references, we know where it came from.
There's nothing wrong with references. It's Dora the Explorer movie.
But we laid into Justice League for being too smart.
Yeah, so then they're all happy. Everything gets rebuilt because Dora's made the gods happy again. And then they all go back home and have a big, nice meal with all the families. And it's really happy and everyone loves it. And then, best scene in the film, except for the animated one, they got another dance routine. Oh my God.
And during this dance routine, it reveals that the bad guy is like locked up for some reason.
For yeah, for like thousands of years or something. But everyone does a dance routine. They do the one that Dora did before that they were all laughing.
It looks like La La Land, and it's actually really good.
Yeah, it's like La La Land or Slumdog Millionaire or something in it, where it's just a completely random dance routine.
Oh,
it is
exactly.
It is a good dance sequence there.
But it was funny. It made me happy after. So yeah, at the end of that, I just felt warm and happy, and like I'd laughed and I'd enjoyed it. I'd felt nostalgic.
We felt drained, depressed.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, why have I wasted 4 hours? So that was lovely. I wouldn't ask for more of Dora because it was perfectly fit. They understand how to make a film. You get fun scenes and you don't let it drag on. And that's what it was. So loved it.
And in summary, both movies go score time.
Oh, no, you do it first. I haven't actually thought.
Okay, right.
I don't know what the score is.
For me, it's a vision. It's complete vision. It's not interrupted by studios. It's. I've not thought about this score. Fuck. It's pretty well done. It's better than the Whedon cut. It is well done, but it is still fucking 4 hours too long. It is too long. It should be like 2.5 maximum if you want. And they're setting up characters because they haven't had origin movies, so they've taken an hour and a half to set up 2 characters that we've never seen in our lives. We don't get to the Flash till like an hour and 40 minutes.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. And
they don't team up till like 2/3 through.
They're doing that. That's why it's so fucking long. So yes, it's well done. But it's still well done in the sense of it's 4 hours of trying to set up. It's like 4 movies, and for me, in total, you know what? It is a vision, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It's okay.
What about Dora?
It's a vision, and it gets a 5 because it's a complete vision. Dora the Explorer, I will give Dora the Explorer entertaining, good children's movie. For the most part, apart from the weed scene, very weird for a child.
I love that.
Naked man in animated comics. Dora promoting children taking weapons into school. Very, very strange messages.
I feel like you're taking the wrong morals from this.
Going to the basement with some guys and get shipped to Mexico. I would Dora children's movie. It does it better. It's above average for a children's film. So if you're rating it on the children's film scale, which we have done with Ice Age, 2 whole episodes, check us out at youtube.com/. So if we're rating it on the children's film scale, which we would do, because we're rating Zack Snyder's Justice League on the superhero film scale, we would rate it probably a 6, I would say. On my opinion, I'd rate it a 6. So it's better than Justice League. I would say Dora the Explorer and the Lost City of Gold is better than Justice League in what it's trying to do. Not directly compared, even though we tried our best.
Yeah, we did.
about halfway through, we
kind of lost that idea.
Yeah, it is better in that sense in what it's trying to do, and I don't think that's Zack Snyder's fault. I feel like he was forced into trying to make 12 movies, in my opinion, in one film. But he did it well, and it's one of his better movies, and he did it well as best he could. And I think it is a good, okay movie. It is 5 out of 10, and for me, that's not a bad score. That's an okay film. Connor.
Charlie, what do you reckon? What are your scores?
Yeah, so when I first watched the film, so there's an app called Letterboxd, which you basically make an account and you rate and review films based on that. It's out of 5 stars. So when I first watched the film, I rated Justice League. I think it's 3.5 out of 5. So if we're putting that on a 10 out of 10 scale, it's about what
7 or something, isn't it?
A bit more than half the way up. So I'd rate. I think 10 out of 10. I rate Justice League at least like a 6.5. 6.5.
Really? Well, you hated it. You was complaining.
No, I do. I don't.
Yeah.
The thing is that I don't like it, but I'm trying to base it on what my previous reviews are. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Right. No. Right. Okay. Justice League.
Right.
Okay. I like this more than both of you. We all know that's true. Okay. And I rated it a 5 out of 10. There is no fucking way you rated it 6.5. You're doing that because you're scared of people. You better give the fucking right score. I swear to God. I'm going to give you a fucking chance, motherfucker.
You might not be scared of people, but you're at least scared of Connor now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Swear to God.
Honestly, if it's without... Okay, I'm not going to lie.
Rate it on a scale, man. Think about Alien being your favourite movie. Rate it on what you on a film, on a movie, on what it's trying to do.
I have.
Are you that scared of me?
Yeah, you got so angry then. You were like, no.
Okay. Honestly, I've got mates who love this film, right? And I've listened to their opinions of the film. They've talked to me about it, and I've listened to them, but I still can't see their point of view of it. And based on that, I honestly did not enjoy that film both times around.
That's what I'm trying to say. You didn't enjoy it at all. There is no way you can rate that a 6.5, dude. A 6.5, 65%. That is like saying you love
no, okay. The reason I said that is because I was relating it to my letterbox review, which doesn't make sense because it's different reviews. Well, like, yeah, it's below it. It's shit. But Dora the Explorer.
What, Dora? Yes.
Dora the Explorer, if it's based on a kids' film scale,
that's what you're rating it on.
Mate, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. I fucking loved it. I
think it was a good kids' film, right?
Yeah.
It's a really fun film.
Yeah, I loved it.
Nice.
Mine's slightly above average because I think a better kids' film is like Up or something like that. But that's like a 9 or a 10, right? Like I think Dora the Explorer still has
I think Coco and Wall-E are both 10 out of 10.
Exactly. But you're trying to you have to rate a kids' movie on what they're teaching children. And this is not teaching children entirely good things. You've got a scene where they get high. You've got a scene where they take weapons. You've got scenes in this movie that we find funny. So it gives an extra point, but it also loses a point because it's not teaching kids right things. If you're 4 years old and you see Dora the Explorer pull a knife out of the backpack that she took into school, it's not.
I don't think it's good.
It's true. It's true. I know you don't agree, but it's true.
All right, well, so Justice League, I reckon I'd give that a 4, because I just didn't really enjoy it. If I think about films, and because I'm putting everything on the same scale, and I think 5's average, I guess. As this is at best average in my eyes, but it's also 4 hours long, which is just really bad idea. Nothing should be 4 hours long unless it's like a masterpiece. So yeah, that goes down to a 4. Wasn't too much fun. Dora the Explorer, flip that the other way. I'd give that an 8 because I think I thought it was a really fun film. I thought it actually came up with pretty clever ideas for like a family film. I've watched
Martha Kent.
No, I've watched Sonic the Hedgehog and that was a fun film. But generally, its ideas were all Sonic ideas, whereas Dora the Explorer, I thought it came up with clever ways and interesting, unique ideas based off what it had. So as a film, it's probably a 7. But then I'd give it an extra point. I'd give it an 8 because I like the nostalgia of it as well. So it gets an extra point. Yeah.
You know what, Brad? Right. Right. Well, I feel like no matter what film we review, you will always review either an animated or children's film so high.
Way higher. Oh, yeah.
And we'll watch like fucking the best movie in the world and you'll be like, you know what, that's probably a 6.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I'll let you have that because that is your bias. But with Charlie, he was just lying. We know he was lying. So that is the end of Schmaltz for today. Woo. And in summary, I think, fucking hell, guys! Like,
Long
what is
film.
what is the big hype of Justice League?
No.
Tell us in the comments down below.
Yeah. Thank you for
Message
listening.
Charlie Barnes at this link.
Yeah.
If you have any hate comments, yeah.
Connor, mate, if you honestly, I'll give you my Twitter handles. Like, if people want to talk about me, talk to me about this, I will talk to you about it.
I will genuinely insert this into.
I want people who love that film to tell me they love it, and I want to prove them wrong because I will do.
I'm going to insert it every time I do the little pointy finger of magic.
Yeah, you do.
So, yeah, no. What the fuck? And Dora the Explorer surprised me, personally. It surprised all of us. So, next time, we keep saying this, Bradley and me and said this a million times, our favourite movie, we'll do it. We'll do our favourite films.
Get there eventually.
Our favourite films. Charlie may not be in the next one, but I have already established between all three of us that he is now our current Zack Snyder
expert.
So every single time.
How exciting! I can't wait. Let's go.
You know, the funny thing is, he doesn't like Zack Snyder that much, but we will invite him every time we do a Zack Snyder film.
I like 2 films, only 2. Our whole film is only 2.
We'll just do whatever we want. Yeah. It's our podcast. Fuck off.
Sorry.
Night. Dora. 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 Dora, the Explorer. Dora. Dora. Come on, vamonos. Everybody, let's go. Come on, we can do it. I know that we can do it. Where do we come from? Where do we come from? I don't know if there's the words. There we go.